Chapter 847. Desolate Years of Bean Sprout TV. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have come either. Ignoring Juice and Desolate Years' voices, Lin Jiage continued speaking to Shi Yao. Do you have any lessons tomorrow morning? Yeah, I have them from 10 to 12. Oh, then I'll pick you up at noon tomorrow. We'll have lunch together and you can come to my office in the afternoon. Shall we go together tonight? Shi Yao knew that Lin Jiage had gone to the Lin family's family gathering. She had intended to head to the library tomorrow afternoon to revise for her exams, but after giving it some thought she still nodded in agreement and said, "All right then. I'll bring my papers to your company tomorrow." After being ignored for so long, Juice couldn't help but ask, "The blue circle is here. Are you guys going to run away from it or not?" "Brother, it's useless. That's exactly how they ignored me during dinner tonight," Desolate Years replied. "Brother, I'm really impressed by you. You actually dared to eat with them. Do you know that we don't eat with them?" Juice spoke as if he had been through the same thing. However, barely after Juice said those words, Lin Jiage, who had gone to the garage to drive a car, knocked him flying. As if he couldn't even be bothered to talk to the two of them, Lin Jiage pressed on the horn furiously, gesturing for them to get into the car. Juice was the first to get into the car, followed by Desolate Years. Finally, Shi Yao, who had jumped down from a nearby building, entered the car. By the time everyone had gotten into the car, the blue circle had already reached them. Seeing that Lin Jiage wasn't driving, Juice couldn't help but ask, "Boss, why aren't you driving yet?" "I'll drive, but you should get down first." Why? Juice was displeased. "There aren't any cars in the vicinity and it's more than 1,000 meters away. Boss, are you trying to poison me to death? If you don't give the passenger seat to Yao Yao, I'll really poison you to death." As he spoke, Lin Jiage began retreating toward the depths of the blue circle instead. Fine, I'll switch seats, alright?" Juice jumped down from the car and walked to the back seat. He turned to Shi Yao and said, "Little Junior, switch to the front seat. Little Junior, look at how our boss is bullying me. Aren't you going to do something about it?" And Shi Yao chose to switch seats and sat on the passenger seat. She adjusted her in-game character to face Lin Jiage before saying, "Lin Jiage, well done." Juice. "Little Junior, are you sure this is Steward?" While Lin Jiage was driving away from the blue circle, Shi Yao spoke up confidently. "Why should I care? Lin Jiage and I are family and he's my wife. Whatever he does is right. Besides, the passenger seat is mine to begin with, isn't it? My wife." As Shi Yao spoke, she turned the game character to face Lin Jiage. "Desolate Years of Bean Sprout. Ma, ma'am." "Lin Jiage, how can you tolerate this?" Ignoring Desolate Years' fuss, Lin Jiage turned to look at Shi Yao and replied, "That's right, hubby." Juice. "I'm sorry, I was too full of myself. I thought that Little Junior would help me, but it turns out that Little Junior only knows how to help the evildoer." Chapter 848. When the car drove into the safe zone, Desolate Year noticed 4 people, and before Shi Yao could ask where they were, they had already been brutally slaughtered by Lin Jiage. Shi Yao alighted from the car and on her way over to loot the crates, she heard Juice and Desolate Years' disgruntled voices. "Boss, you only have an M416 and an AW. You don't need 7.6 caliber bullets, so why did you take all of the 7.6 caliber bullets? Lin Jiage, don't you have an 8x scope? Why did you take the 8x scope from this bag?" Lin Jiage paid no heed to the duo at all. After he was done looting the crates, he controlled his character in the game to hop over to Shi Yao's side. Then while tossing items onto the ground, he said to Shi Yao, "I'll give you 7.6 caliber bullets, 8x scope, medicine packets, energy drinks, painkillers, juice." Desolate Year of Bean Sprout TV. While Lin Jiage was tossing items onto the ground, Shi Yao kept bending down to pick them up. Eventually she found that she couldn't pick any more and said, "My bag is stuffed full." Yes. He leaped over and asked, "Little Junior, can you give me some 7.6 caliber bullets?" Desolate Year of Bean Sprout TV also came over and asked, "Yao, do you need an 8x scope? Can you give it to me if you don't need it?" Without waiting for Shi Yao to speak, Lin Jiage interjected, "No, I'm giving this to Yao Yao." Juice. Desolate Year of Bean Sprout TV. Lin Jiage glanced at his bag. Just like Shi Yao, it was a level 2 backpack. He looked at Juice and Desolate Year before turning to Juice, who was the only one with a level 3 backpack, and said, "Give your bag to Yao Yao." He was speechless. Are you giving it to me or not? Lin Jiage took out a grenade and pointed it at Juice. Juice, not giving it to me? That's impossible. Then he tossed his backpack in front of Shiryao. Bean Sprout TV's Years of Desolation, who was watching the scene unfold before him, noticed that he was the only one wearing a level 3 Spetsnaz helmet. Thus he silently backed away. However, the sharp-eyed Lin Jiage still shouted at him, Years of Desolation, your level 3 Spetsnaz helmet. Bean Sprout TV Desolate Years. Before Lin Jiage could reach for the grenade, Desolate Years had already tossed his level 3 helmet over to Shiryao. It was the final battle in the final circle that completely crushed Desolate Year and Juice. Its Juice, circled to the back while Desolate Years of Bean Sprout TV provided cover. The two of them quickly discovered the enemy's location and reported it to Lin Jiage. Boss, there's someone in the southwest under the tree. Great God, there's someone in the northwest too behind the rock. *CK boss, I said southwest, why are you running east? That's right, almighty, where are you going? Amidst their frenzied and agitated chatter, Lin Jiage and Shiryao turned into boxes. Following which Juice and Desolate Year also turned into boxes. Juice. Boss, if you had cooperated with us earlier, we would have definitely gotten the chicken dinner. Desolate Years of Bean Sprout. That's right, almighty, why did you run to the east? There are quite a few Voldmasters over there. Amidst the indignant chatter of the two, Lin Jiege's unhurried voice finally rang out. Yao Yao is over there, Juice. Desolate Years of Bean Sprout. Juice. Goodbye. Bean Sprout TV. Goodbye. Chapter 849. Shiryao, you guys aren't going to play anymore? Juice. I'm not playing anymore. I can't play anymore. Desolate Years of Bean Sprout TV. I can't play anymore either. Hanging out with you guys is just too painful. Really? Shiryao thought that it was fine. After all, she and Lin Jiage weren't as intimate as they were making them out to be, right? Lin Jiage, no. I don't think so too. Shiryao agreed with Lin Jiege's words. She then turned to Juice and Desolate Years and said, perhaps it's because you guys have been single for too long that it hurts to see a couple. Juice. My hands sure are cheap. Why should I play anymore? I should just chase after my goddess. Desolate Years of Bean Sprout. My hands sure are cheap. Why should I stream anymore? I should just go look at my cuties photos. Juice. Who's a cutie? Yao loves ice cream. Cutie is a girl that Desolate Years likes. She used to be his fan but she eventually stopped caring about him. Juice. I'm sure it's a girl but there's also a chance that it's a guy. Eagle Cutie is running around everywhere in the game these days. Yao loves ice cream. If it's really a guy then Desolate Years is really going to be a tragedy. Desolate Years of Bean Sprouty. I won't allow you to talk about my cutie like that. Besides, even if it's a guy, I'll still continue to like him. Pa. Amidst their conversation, the ear-piercing sound of glass shattering suddenly rang out. Yao loves ice cream. What's that sound? Desolate Years of Bean Sprout TV. What's wrong? Juice. What's going on? 10 seconds later, Lin Jiege's voice sounded from the earpiece. It's nothing. I accidentally dropped my glass of water. Lin Jiage paused for a moment before continuing. Didn't you say goodbye earlier? Desolate Years of Bean Sprouty. That's right, Juice. That's right. Then have a safe trip. As the owner of the room, Lin Jiage and Shiryao were mercilessly kicked out of the room one after the other. With only Lin Jiage and Shiryao left in the room, the atmosphere instantly quieted down. The two of them chatted for a while before Lin Jiage asked, do you still want to play? Shiryao took a look at the time and noted that it was getting late. Are you done playing? I'm going to sleep now. When I wake up tomorrow I still have to memorize words. Lin Jiage replied with an, sleep early then. Hey, you should sleep early too. The two of them continued to play in the game. Due to the issue of sleep early and good night, they continued to dawdle for a while before separating. After exiting the game due to the match with hatred born out of love, Shiryao, who had been severely lacking sleep for the past 2 days, drank a bag of yogurt and climbed into bed to sleep. On the other hand, in a neighborhood roughly 10 kilometers away from G University, Lin Jiage tossed the shattered glass into the dustbin before heading to his study. The computer he turned on was the live broadcast page of Bean Sprout TV. Lin Jiage didn't pay much attention to the content of the live stream. Instead, he turned off the recording function on his computer and opened up the video he had just recorded. He scanned through it from start to finish before selecting the 20-minute video of him playing with Shi Yao. After which he created a new alternate account and uploaded it onto the school forum. Chapter 850. He knew the truth of the matter. He knew that less than 111,111 was him, and he also knew that he was the one who brought the matter of him being cuckolded on the school forum. However, no one else in the school knew about it. Even though Soft Bun had won against Hatred Out of Love, and proved that she was a capable fighter, that match was still far from enough. The rumors regarding Soft Bun's private life would still accuse her of being a womanizer and fooling around with all kinds of men. She was the girl that he truly liked. In the past, when she wasn't with him, he wouldn't allow anyone to bully her. Now that she was by his side, how could he just watch those people on the forum talk nonsense and do nothing about it? Ever since the day the incident happened, he had been thinking about how he could help Soft Bun win this round, until he met Desolate Year this afternoon. He was a streamer and a very famous one at that, so it wasn't surprising that he had fans in G University. On the other hand, if he and Soft Bun were to stream with him, as long as the video was uploaded to the school forum, the nonsense of Hatred Out of Love would be exposed. As Lin George typed on the forum, he couldn't help but think that if he hadn't harbored such thoughts, he wouldn't have agreed to have a meal with the Desolate Year, and he wouldn't have known that the Desolate Year had been thinking about him. Recalling Desolate Year's words, "Even if he's a man, I'll still continue to like him." Lin Jade shuddered and he nearly threw his laptop away. "No, this won't do. Desolate Year is too scary. I must find a way to send all the women around her to Desolate Year. No matter what, I must make Desolate Year fall in love with someone else. Be it He Tian or that poached egg Jiangyu, even if it's Lin Jai. But compared to Desolate Year liking me, I'm more willing to call him brother-in-law." The next day, as soon as Shi Yao opened her eyes, the thread regarding 111,111's true identity was revealed. Another student had forwarded it to He Tian, and He Tian had forwarded it to her. Amidst He Tian and Jiang Yu's frenzied comments, Shi Yao browsed through the thread. The main content of the thread was a video. Curious, Shi Yao tapped into the video, and after watching it for half a minute, she realized that it was a video of her, Desolate Year, and Juice playing together last night. Because it was a recording, the bullet screen of Desolate Year's live broadcast was also recorded. 66666. The second place almighty in the whole server fired a shot, and the bullet marks he left behind were all in the shape of Ayao. Origami's main topic today is feeding dog food? You wanted an 8x scope, but what happened? The level 3 Spetsnaz helmet is gone. Pity the origami and Juice for a second, then continue eating the great god and Yao Shi's pity. The origami has been kicked out of the stream. What should I do? I don't want to watch the origami stream anymore. I really want to watch the great god and Yao Shi flaunt their love. So yesterday, Desolate Year's livestream wasn't discussing how to play the game but her and Lin Jiaj? Shi Yao was rendered speechless for a moment before she continued reading university student G's message. F***CK no way? 111111 was actually Adonis Lin. You're so handsome, come from such a good family and study so well, but you're so good at games? Chapter 851. It's no wonder Shi Yao was able to clinch first place in the inter-campus tournament. Turns out that she has a boyfriend who's so awesome at gaming. I finally understand why I'm never able to get a chicken dinner. Do you have to flaunt your love in a game? Haven't you heard that those who flaunt their love die faster? Seeing those words, Shi Yao was displeased. What do you mean by those who flaunt their love die faster? Lin Jiaj and I have always been a loving couple. He Tian happened to see the part where Lin Jiaj forced Juice to drop his backpack with a grenade. Hearing Shi Yao's words, she harshly retorted, "Shut up. Yao, ever since you got a boyfriend, I feel like you're about to ascend to the heavens." Jiang Yu chimed in. Shi Yao chuckled at He Tian and Jiang Yu's anger before turning back to the forums. What should I do? After watching Adonis Lin and Shi Yao, I really feel like dating. Am I imagining things? Pink bubbles are popping out of my eyes from watching the entire game. My heart is exploding. What the heck is a heart exploding? As the thread, Hatred Born Out of Love, was already a hot topic, the thread, revealing the secrets of 111,111, also became a hot topic. Most of the comments revolved around the interaction between Lin Jie and Shi Yao in the game. However, as Shi Yao scrolled through the thread, she noticed someone mentioning, hatred born out of love. Where did that hatred born out of love that analyzed that Shi Yao slept with 111,111 disappear? Does that mean that Lin Jie was the one who made Lin Jie a cuckold? Who's the one who made hatred born out of love? Did Shi Yao really kill 10 people yesterday and even get a chicken dinner? Is she going to livestream herself eating sh*t again? That's right, where's the livestream? She's true to her word. Even if she doesn't want to eat *t, she should at least come out and apologize, right? As a university student, she can't be so uncouth. Forgive me for being blunt, but you're all fence-sitters. Weren't you just talking about Shi Yao a few days ago? Apologize, apologize, apologize. Hatred born out of love, open a thread to apologize to Shi Yao. If you don't apologize, I'm going to search you. Computer expert, I'm begging to search this trash. Shi Yao was still planning to find some time today to issue a statement and have hatred born out of love apologize, but from the looks of it now, it seemed like there was no need for her to do anything at all. Those gossiping members of the forum would probably cause such a ruckus that hatred born out of love would step forward. Due to the sheer number of replies, it was inevitable that there would be a few stubborn insults mixed in. However, Shi Yao didn't pay too much heed to them. After all, no one was perfect and it was impossible for everyone to like her. Thus, she didn't read through all of the posts on the forum. She only managed to get a rough understanding of the situation before heading to the bathroom to wash up. After which, she headed for breakfast and class. Just like how she had chatted with Lin Jie yesterday, Shi Yao saw Lin Jie who had come to pick her up for lunch. Thanks to the livestream on the school forum, many people had heard the conversation between her and Lin Jie in the game yesterday, so they knew that he would be coming over. As such, when Shi Yao walked out of the school building, there were already many students with books in their hands, pretending to be chatting with one another as they gathered around Lin Jie. After lunch, the two of them arrived at Lin Jie's company, and a second later Lin Jie was called away for a meeting. Shi Yao flipped open her English paper and a second later she felt drowsy. She hesitated for a moment before deciding to head to the resting room and take an afternoon nap on Lin Jie's bed. Chapter 852. As she hadn't set an alarm, Shi Yao slept for a very long time. In the end, it was Leng Wan who woke her up. Yao, why did you take so long to pick up the call? Something big has happened, something big. Of the 4 girls in the dormitory, Leng Wan had always been the calmest and most composed person. This was the first time Shi Yao remembered seeing Leng Wan so agitated. Shi Yao, who had just woken up and was still in a daze, suddenly felt energized. Wan, calm down. What happened? Something big. Yao, where are you right now? Hurry back to school. Leng Wan's words were a little disorganized. Yao, I'm not trying to scare you, but if you don't come back soon, someone might really die. Perhaps Leng Wan's words had frightened Shi Yao, but her heart suddenly skipped a beat. An ominous premonition welled up in her heart, such that her voice sounded a little shaky. Wan, is Lin Jie? Did something happen? That's right. Leng Wan's unhesitant reply sent Shi Yao into a state of panic. For a moment she was so worried that she couldn't even speak. Yao, in any case you have to come to the academy as soon as possible. Leng Wan seemed to have realized that she was being overly anxious, and her words were a little out of order, so she paused for a moment before continuing. Yao, you have to come here as soon as possible. If you're too slow, I'm really afraid that Lin Jie might do something outrageous in a fit of rage and kill Han Jing. Han Jing? Senior Han? Shi Yao was a little confused. What does Senior Han have to do with this matter? Lu Benlai just called me and told me to look for you. He said that Lin Jie is looking for Han Jing and he looks really scary as if he's out to kill Han Jing. Yao, can you stop talking nonsense with me? Hurry over. Judging from Lu Benlai's tone, he doesn't sound like he's joking. I'm really afraid that something might have happened. On your way here, check out the school forum to understand what's going on. Lin Jie is looking for Han Jing? Is Lin Jie no longer in the company? Shi Yao realized that the situation was really serious. She didn't waste any more words with Leng Wan and hung up the call before rushing out of the resting room. Shi Yao didn't see Lin Jie in the office, so she quickly ran over to the secretary's area. After asking the secretary, she learned that Lin Jie had received a phone call half an hour ago, and after reading it, his expression warped drastically. He angrily tossed the documents on the floor and stormed out. Shi Yao didn't even bother listening to the secretary's words. She simply left to thank Yuke before rushing toward the elevator. Walking out of the office building, Shi Yao flagged down a cab by the roadside and rushed to her school. Along the way, she didn't forget to take out her phone and head to the school forum as per Leng Wan's instructions. In just a few short hours, she hadn't been on the school forum, but the forum was already in chaos. Shi Yao took a quick look and saw that there were two threads that were the most popular. One of them was from a self-proclaimed expert in the computer faculty, and he managed to dig out information regarding hatred born out of love. Name Hanjing, gender, male. Student ID, 201408007. School status, 4th year art department. Game account, scenery. Academic record. Looking at the information regarding hatred born out of love, Shi Yao couldn't help but tighten her grip on her phone. Chapter 853. She had tried to figure out who hatred born out of love could be. She thought that it could be Liang Mumu Chiniran, or even the girl whom she had bumped into at the noodle restaurant near the school. But never in her wildest dreams could she have imagined that hatred born out of love would actually be Han Jing. Hatred born out of love. Hatred born out of love. Did Han Jing hint this name to her? Hatred born out of love. So is Han Jing trying to fight to the death? Under the thread that revealed hatred born out of love, there were those who were watching the drama, those who were scolding Han Jing, and those who were using his name to analyze the situation. Of course, there were also quite a few who were forcing Han Jing to livestream himself eating sh*t and apologize to her. All in all, there were all kinds of opinions. However, Shi Yao didn't think that this thread would make Lin Jie so furious that he would run to the school to look for Han Jing. She felt that there might be something even more frightening than this. Shi Yao didn't know what she was afraid of, but perhaps it was because she could really smell trouble. For some reason, her heart felt uneasy. She stared blankly at the thread that revealed Han Jing's information for a moment before clicking on another thread that was just as popular. The author was hatred born out of love. The topic of the thread was very simple and there were only 2 words to it: statement. The content of the thread was a little long, and Shi Yao only saw the first sentence before she felt a little flustered. She was so flustered that she didn't dare to continue reading. Closing her eyes, Shi Yao took a few deep breaths before she finally focused her gaze on the thread. That's right, I'm Han Jing. I've lost a bet with Shi Yao and I admit defeat. However, I refuse to apologize to Shi Yao for no reason at all. It's because Shi Yao isn't a good person to begin with. She might seem innocent, but she's actually a scheming person. What she specializes in the most is toying with a person's feelings. Many people know that I like Shi Yao and I even confessed to her in front of the dormitory building, but do you know that Shi Yao has never rejected my advances? Shi Yao has never rejected my advances and she's never told me that she has a fiancé either. In order to enjoy my courtship and my kindness to her, she intentionally hid this information from me, deceiving me of my feelings for over a year. It's precisely because I'm indignant that I made such a post on the forums. Before the video was uploaded this morning, I didn't know that 111111 was Lin Jie. The reason why I said that Shi Yao slept with him for the sake of the game is because she's already slept with me. The reason I'm posting this thread is to tell everyone that even if I have to lose my reputation, I won't let Shi Yao get away scot-free. The video ended, but Shi Yao's eyes were still glued to her phone screen. When she found out that Han Jing's love had turned into hatred, she had thought that Han Jing would rather die in glory than live in dishonor. But she had never imagined that Han Jing would be so resolute. He actually said in front of the entire school that she had slept with him, just as he said even if he lost his reputation he would drag her down with him. "Miss, we've arrived. Miss, we've arrived." The chauffeur shouted a few times before Shi Yao finally snapped out of her daze. Following which she realized that the car was already parked at the entrance of G University. She nodded at the chauffeur, and just as she was about to take out her phone to pay for the fare, she realized that her fingers were trembling violently. And it wasn't just her fingers, her entire body was trembling. Chapter 854. After paying the fare, Shi Yao stayed in the cab for a while longer. When she was sure that she could move again, she pushed open the door and got out. A second later, Jiang Yu, who was waiting at the door, suddenly spoke up. Yao Yao. Before Shi Yao could close the door, Jiang Yu had already rushed up to her, grabbed her arm and dragged her into the school grounds. Yao, you're finally here. Nuanyuan made me wait for you for so long. Lin Jej. Shi Yao opened her mouth, only to realize that her voice was trembling uncontrollably, just like her body. She had to admit that she was afraid. She was afraid that Han Jing would suddenly go berserk, and she was also afraid that Lin Jej would lose his rationality in a fit of rage and do something irreversible. As a result, she didn't dare to continue halfway through her sentence. Senior Lin and that bastard Han Jing are already fighting in the field. Oblivious to the change in Shi Yao's expression, Jiang Yu continued. As soon as Senior Lin arrived at the academy, he immediately started looking for Han Jing. Initially, Leng Nuan had Lu Benlai stop Senior Lin, so they managed to buy some time for him. But in the end, someone shouted that Han Jing was playing basketball with someone in the field, and Senior Lin immediately rushed over. When he saw Han Jing on the field without saying a word, he grabbed him by the collar and punched him. Hearing those words, Shi Yao immediately shook off Jiang Yu and dashed toward the field. Yao, wait for me. Yao Yao. Ignoring Jiang Yu's shouts, Shi Yao ran as fast as she could. But before she could get far, she suddenly came to a halt. She glanced left and right before dashing toward the nearest school block. Yao Yao, why are you going to the school block? Yao. By the time Jiang Yu reached the entrance of the school block, Shi Yao had already rushed out. Jiang Yu clutched Shi Yao's stomach tightly as she panted heavily. However, when she saw the mop in Shi Yao's hands, she abruptly straightened her back and asked, Yao, why are you holding a mop in your hands? Ignoring Jiang Yu, Shi Yao grabbed the mop and continued running toward the field. From afar, Shi Yao could see that there were many people gathered around the field. Needless to say, she knew that Lin Jej was there. She didn't stop. After running out of the crowd, she apologized to the surrounding students. I'm sorry, please excuse me. I'm sorry. There were quite a few people who recognized Shi Yao, and they knew that she was one of the parties involved in this incident. So upon seeing her, they took the initiative to open up a path for her. Of course, there were also people talking about it. Shi Yao is here. Why is she holding a stick in her hand? Under everyone's doubtful gazes, it took Shi Yao quite some effort before she finally managed to squeeze her way to the innermost area. Before she could regain her balance, she heard a resounding pang. By the time she turned her gaze over, she saw that Han Jing had been knocked to the ground by Lin Jej. Many girls were so frightened that they took 2 steps back and let out a cry of surprise. Lin Jej's hair was a little messy, and his beautiful face was suffused with a vicious aura that threatened to devour others. Compared to Lin Jej, Han Jing was in a much worse state. His body was covered in dust and the corners of his eyes were swollen. Blood was flowing from his nose and even the corner of his lips was torn. Chapter 855. Lin Jej stared straight at Han Jing, who was struggling to get up from the ground, and slowly he began making his way toward the ladder. Standing before Han Jing, Lin Jej raised his leg and stepped on the ladder's chest. Bending down slightly, he stared straight into Han Jing's eyes and asked, "One word at a time, I'm going to ask you one last time. Are you going to apologize to her or not?" Han Jing coughed violently under Lin Jej's foot before he finally managed to squeeze out a few words. "I won't apologize to her. I'm not lying. I did sleep with her. Even if you beat me to death, I'll still say the same thing." Lin Jej's eyes narrowed slightly as he stared at Han Jing, and even his body began to tremble. Han Jing knew that Lin Jej's emotions had reached a breaking point, and he also knew what would happen if Lin Jej were to explode at this rate. But he didn't mind it at all. With so many students watching, if he were to do anything to Lin Jej, he would be doomed as well. What he couldn't have, he wouldn't be able to have it either. With such thoughts in mind, a chilling smile crept onto Han Jing's lips. Ignoring the increasingly horrifying expression on the young man before him, he intentionally spoke once more. "I did sleep with her, I slept with her, I slept with her, I slept with her." Han Jing had no idea how many times he had muttered the words "slept with her" with all his might before he suddenly felt a sharp pain in his abdomen. He couldn't help but groan in pain as Lin Jej tightened his grip around his neck. Lin Jia's strength was truly great. It was so great that Han Jing couldn't move even if he wanted to struggle. It was so great that he wanted to breathe, but the oxygen in his chest was slowly depleting. He could clearly feel the horror of being placed in a death trap, and he could clearly see the darkness that was about to descend upon him. Boss, stop. Lin Jia, calm down. Han Jing could vaguely hear many voices in the surroundings. He wanted to go over to see who was speaking, but he didn't have the strength to move at all. Lu Benlai tried to pull Lin Jia away, but the latter was as heavy as a statue. He could only stare at Han Jing with reddened eyes and squeeze him desperately. No matter how much strength Lu Benlai exerted, he couldn't move him in the slightest. In the end, it was still Leng Yuan who recovered from her daze. She saw Shi Yao, and as if grasping onto the last straw, she grabbed Shi Yao's neck tightly and said, Yao, hurry up and control Lin Jia. Shi Yao immediately snapped out of her daze. She subconsciously took 2 steps forward before she realized what was going on. It was only then that she realized how laughable it was for her to bring a mop over. Lin Jia didn't need her to fight at all, and he was about to beat someone to death. With such thoughts, Shi Yao threw away the mop, and the next instant she rushed up to Lin Jia and Lin Jia immediately rushed forward and covered his eyes. Lin and said, Lin Jia. As if he hadn't heard Shi Yao's voice at all, Lin Jia continued to increase the strength of his fingers. Han Jing's consciousness was starting to blur, and his face had turned purple from the lack of oxygen. Shi Yao stretched out her other hand and patted Lin Jia's back lightly. Then she leaned over to his ear and spoke softly and gently, Lin Jia, it's me, Shi Yao. Chapter 856. Lin Jia, didn't you say that the sky will accompany the clouds, the breeze will accompany the flowers, the moon will accompany the stars, and you'll accompany me forever? If you really do something wrong in a moment of desperation, how are you going to accompany me in the future? For him, it's not worth it to sacrifice yourself. Amidst Shi Yao's gentle words, Lin Jia's rationality slowly returned, and his grip on Han Jing's neck also gradually loosened. Sensing that the young man's body was no longer as agitated as before, Shi Yao released her hand from his eyes and moved it to his arm to pull his hand away from Han Jing's neck. In the instant before Lin Jia's fingers left Han Jing's neck, he hesitated for a moment. Noticing his hesitation, Shi Yao called out, Lin Jia, once more. Lin Jia turned to look at Shi Yao before obediently letting go of Han Jing's neck. Then, following Shi Yao's strength, he stood up and took 2 steps back, moving away from Han Jing. Having escaped death, Han Jing first coughed violently before he started gasping for mouthfuls of oxygen. It took a long while before he finally managed to catch his breath. It was only when Han Jing finally sat up that Shi Yao turned to look at him. Looking at him, she felt as if she was looking at a stranger she had never met before. It took a long while before Shi Yao's eyes flickered and she asked, Senior Han, you said that I slept with you before, but do you have any proof? Proof? Perhaps it was due to how ruthless Lin Jia was earlier. Han Jing raised his hand to grab his neck. When the pain finally subsided, he raised his head and glared at Shi Yao. With a cold sneer on his lips, he said, Why? Shi Yao, are you going back on your word after sleeping with me? Shi Yao could clearly feel Lin Jia's hand shuffling forward. Fearing that Lin Jia would leap forward to pummel her, she hurriedly stood in front of Lin Jia and silently held his hand tightly. Understanding her hint, Lin Jia didn't move anymore. However, due to Han Jing's earlier words, he clenched his fists tightly in anger. In truth, Shi Yao was also furious, but she knew that Lin Jia had already lost his rationality. If she were to lose her composure, she might really end up committing an irreversible mistake. Thus, she tried her best to suppress the rage in her heart, and after she had calmed herself down, she turned to Han Jing and said, Senior Han, it's meaningless for us to bicker like this. Since you insist that I've been in a relationship with you, why don't you show me the evidence so that I can admit to my wrongdoings? Okay. Han Jing raised his hand and pointed at his collarbone. You have a mole here. You have a birthmark on your buttocks. It's red. As Han Jing's voice fell, the crowd burst into an uproar. The collarbone is still fine. Maybe someone saw it. But the buttocks? I don't think so. Yeah, it's such a private place. If nothing really happened between them, I won't believe it even if you beat me to death. Despite the commotion from the crowd, Shi Yao remained calm. In truth, she had considered the possibility that Lin Jieji might be affected by Han Jing's words, but who could have thought that the young man's reaction would be even more nonchalant than hers? Shi Yao couldn't help but turn to look at Lin Jieji. She didn't say anything, but Lin Jieji seemed to understand the meaning behind her gaze, and he replied, "I only trust you." Chapter 857. She didn't say a word, but Lin Jieji seemed to understand the meaning behind her gaze, and he replied, "I only trust you. I don't believe in gods, demons, evil and fate. I only trust you, and I trust every word you say. No matter how fierce the rumors in this world are, I only trust you, and I trust every word you say." It wasn't that Lin Jieji hadn't said many touching words to Shi Yao before. From their first confession to the pleasant surprise at the field not too long ago, he had said many things that she would remember. But of all those words, this was the only one that filled her with a sense of unwavering strength. "I only trust you. There are so many people in the world, but you are the only one I trust." Only, for a moment, Shi Yao forgot what she was supposed to do. She stared at Lin Jieji for a long while before she finally came back to her senses. She subconsciously wanted to give him a smile, but in the instant that her lips curled up, her eyes suddenly turned moist. She didn't say anything at all. She also felt that no words would be able to express her current state of mind. She tried her best to force a smile onto her face before grabbing his hand tightly. After adjusting her emotions, she turned to look at Han Jing and asked, "Where do you think I have a birthmark?" Han Jing raised his hand and pointed to her right buttocks as he replied confidently, "Here. Is this the right place?" Shi Yao lightly tapped on her right buttocks in the direction that Han Jing was pointing at. "Yes." After hearing Han Jing's answer, Shi Yao turned to the surrounding crowd and said, "I would like to ask a few girls for help." Shi Yao paused for a moment before adding, "And it's with girls that I don't know." Everyone was curious about Shi Yao's intentions, and they either looked at one another or whispered among themselves. Amidst the commotion, around 30 seconds later, a female student finally spoke up, "Me?" Following her words, a few other unfamiliar girls also chimed in. "All right then, I'll choose you guys." Shi Yao gestured to the public washroom not too far away and said, "Can I trouble you to follow me to the washroom?" The few girls were surprisingly magnanimous. After hearing Shi Yao's words, they really followed her to the washroom. Not long after, the girls came out of the bathroom and returned to Han Jing under everyone's curious and amused gaze. "Senior Han, I'll ask you one more time. Are you sure that I really have a birthmark here?" Shi Yao was the first to speak up. Throughout the entire time she had been staring intently at Han Jing. Han Jing was silent for 3 seconds. As if he had made up his mind, he nodded. "I'm sure." "Are you sure you saw me with your own eyes?" "Yes." Before Shi Yao could respond to Han Jing's words, a female student who had followed her to the washroom earlier spoke up. "Student Han, you're lying. Shi Yao doesn't have a birthmark at all." "That's right. Shi Yao's in the washroom and we've already taken a look. There really isn't any. I can testify that Shi Yao doesn't have a red birthmark like you said. I can also testify. We can all testify." As the girls spoke up one by one, Han Jing's expression changed drastically. "Impossible, how is this possible?" Chapter 858. As Han Jing spoke, he turned to the girls who had followed Shi Yao to the washroom earlier and asked, "Am I right? There's a rose at her birthmark?" "What rose?" "Shi Yao doesn't have a birthmark or a rose at all." "That's right. I already said that she doesn't have a birthmark. If she doesn't have a birthmark, why would she go and embroider a rose just because she despises it?" "Impossible, impossible, how could this be possible?" Han Jing frowned in disbelief. He racked his brains for a long time before he finally turned to the girls and said, "You're the one who's lying. You're the one who accepted Shi Yao's bribe, aren't you? Are you sick in the head? Is there a need for us to lie over such a matter? Do you think someone like you is fit to be a man? To destroy a woman you love just because you can't get it, how terrifying." Amidst the displeased rebuke from the girls, Han Jing grew even more determined. "You're the one who's lying. You went to the washroom earlier, so you must have colluded with one another. Enough." Before Han Jing could finish his words, Shi Yao abruptly interjected, "Instead of suspecting that they're lying, why don't you ask Qiniran whether it's true that I have a birthmark or not?" Chiniran? How did Chiniran get involved in this? I thought that it was just a love and hate story, but who could have thought that things would turn out to be so complicated? Amidst the commotion of the crowd, Yao walked into the crowd and before everyone's eyes she grabbed Chiniran who was standing in the crowd and dragged her over to Han Jing. Senior Han, Chiniran was the one who told you those words, right? Chiniran was the one who told you that I have a birthmark at the lower back of my waist, and I despise it so much that I want to embroider a rose, right? Perhaps it was due to Yao's overbearing attitude, but Han Jing couldn't bring himself to say those words. Chiniran struggled a little under Yao's tight grip, but to no avail. She grew a little angry and bellowed, "Let go of me, Yao. You're the one who got into this mess because of your philandering. What does it have to do with me? It's not up to you to decide whether it has anything to do with you or not. It's up to the video in my hand." Yao took out her phone from her pocket and tapped on the screen a few times. After which she found a video and played it to the crowd. Those who were looking at the screen of Yao's phone could recognize it. It was the corridor leading from the school's conference hall to the washroom. The video was very short. Not too long after it started, Chiniran's silhouette could be seen walking out of the bathroom. Following which Yao's voice sounded, "Wan, I'm meeting someone for a tattoo the day after tomorrow." Tattoo? Why would you want to get a tattoo for no reason? As those words were spoken, Chiniran could be seen getting closer and closer to the camera, to the point where only half of her body could be seen. "I have a birthmark at the lower back of my waist and I really hate it. I want to embroider a rose on it." After Yao's voice trailed off, Chiniran had already disappeared from the video. Yao's camera switched to the entrance of the female washroom. Following which the video turned black and the image disappeared. However, the voice continued. "Birthmark? When did you get a birthmark on the back of your waist? Why don't I remember?" It was just a random remark. Right after Yao said those words, the video came to an abrupt halt. Chapter 859. No one here was a fool. Yao's video was more than enough to make everyone understand what was going on. The words regarding the birthmark and tattoo did come from Yao's mouth, but she was just spouting nonsense. To be more precise, she had intentionally said those words to Chiniran, whom she had met face to face with, to set up a trap for her. Believing her words, Chiniran ended up telling Han Jing about it, resulting in the current situation. So, in the end, Chiniran worked together with Han Jing to deal with Yao, but in the end she ended up falling for Yao's ploy? Yao sure is smart. If it were anyone else, they would surely be tricked to death by such a situation. I'm really going to kneel down in front of Yao's intelligence. But Chiniran sure has a screw loose. She's targeted Yao time and time again and every single time she ends up getting crushed. Could it be that she's a masochist? Hearing the words of the crowd, Chiniran, who had never been able to gain the upper hand against Yao, couldn't help but bellow furiously, "Yao, you sure are despicable." Hearing those words, Yao burst into laughter as if she had heard the funniest joke in the world. "I'm despicable? Chiniran, don't you think that it's hilarious to say those words? I've never known that protecting oneself can be considered despicable." After saying those words, Yao forcefully flung Chiniran's arm away from her. Chiniran was wearing high heels, so under Yao's strength she was forced to take several steps back. Eventually she lost her balance and fell to the ground. Without sparing Chiniran a glance, Yao walked straight up to Lin Jiege. Seeing her approaching, the young man took the initiative to extend his hand to her. Without any hesitation, Yao grabbed Lin Jiege's hand. Then she tilted her head upward and smiled at Lin Jiege. "We've been busy for so long that I'm starting to get hungry. Shall we go for dinner?" Her tone was soft and gentle, as if the Yao who had spoken to Chiniran earlier was just a figment of everyone's imagination. After hearing Yao's words, Lin Jiege lowered his head to look into her eyes and nodded slightly. "All right, let's go for dinner." After which, Lin Jiege grabbed Yao's hand and prepared to leave. But before the two of them could take a step forward, Han Jing, who was standing not too far away from them, suddenly called out, "Yao?" Hearing her name, Yao's movements froze. She stood with her back facing Han Jing for a moment, and before he could finish his question she turned to look at him and said, "I didn't think that the incident on the forum would have anything to do with you. I thought that it was their doing. The reason why I said those words to Chiniran was because I saw someone on the forum saying that Shi Yao had an affair with Han Jing from the art faculty, and I was afraid that they would make an issue out of it. If that happened, I wouldn't be able to defend myself no matter what. Thus, I intentionally revealed those words to Qin Iran out of self-preservation. You should know that I've never liked you. In the beginning, I only treated you as a classmate, so I accepted the gifts you gave me. However, I've also used other means to return the favor. We don't owe each other anything. You said that I was toying with your feelings, but I have recordings of our conversations in my phone. There's also a recording of me telling you to never contact me ever again after I found out that you liked me. I'll upload those recordings to the school forum later on. You didn't give me a way out, so I won't give you one either. Chapter 860. From the release of the book in March to October, that's nearly 200 days. Thank you for your company, and October will be the day that Sis Yao and Gujalin will bid farewell to everyone. I feel so sad that I can't bear to part with you all this time. As for me, I don't have any other requests. I just hope that this month we can work together and fight for the monthly votes. Let's see if we can break the monthly votes record. Since it's a Monday, the usual activity for this week is leave a comment on this chapter and 50 readers will be randomly selected to receive a 20 renminbi red packet, 1000 renminbi in cash. Let's see who gets it. Lastly, what I want to say is, can I vote for a monthly vote? 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 Monthly vote? Monthly vote? Monthly vote. Chapter 861. Lastly, I've never let you down in the slightest, and I don't need you to apologize to me for what you've done to me. After all, it's my bad eyesight that made me look at the wrong person. It has nothing to do with you at all. At this point, Shi Yao was about to pull Lin Jierge away, but in the instant she retracted her gaze from Han Jing, she suddenly thought of something and she moved her lips once more. Also, please don't say that you like me or that you've liked me before, because the word like isn't worthy of coming from your mouth. From the start to the end, Shi Yao didn't give Han Jing a chance to speak. After she was done, she didn't care about Han Jing's reaction. She was just about to say something when she suddenly turned to look at Lin Jierge. But before she could say anything, Lin Jierge grabbed her hand and pulled her out of the crowd. However, she didn't have dinner with Lin Jierge. Lin Jierge had been called away by the academy due to the public brawl in the field earlier in the evening. Just like the night when Lin Jierge surprised Shi Yao on the field, Shi Yao accompanied Lin Jierge to the office building and watched as he walked into the building. However, this time, Shi Yao didn't wait at the entrance happily for Lin Jierge to come out. Instead, as soon as Lin Jierge's silhouette disappeared from her sight, she immediately took out her phone and sent a message to Lin Jai. Sis Jai, I need your help with something. Alright Yao Yao. Hurry up and tell me. Sis Joy was still the same as always. Every time she asked for help, she wouldn't even ask for the reason, only replying with an affirmative. With this thought in mind, Shi Yao continued typing on the keyboard. Do you know where Liang Mumu is right now? Less than 10 seconds after sending the WeChat message, Shi Yao received a call from Lin Jui on her phone. Shi Yao quickly picked up the call. Before Shi Yao could speak, Lin Jui's furious voice sounded from the other end. Miss Liang? Why are you looking for her? Did she offend you again? If that's the case, you don't need to look for her. Just tell me how she offended you and I'll have the navigator look for her. Boss Lin, I'm willing to do anything for you, but please don't ask me to settle the score with a woman. I can't bring myself to do it. Through the phone, Shi Yao could hear Xia Shangzhou's trembling voice. Go and work for me then. Lin Jia retorted mercilessly. Xia Shangzhou fell silent. Only then did Lin Jia speak up once more. Yao, tell me, what did little Bimbo Liang do to you? Forget it, you don't have to tell me. Anyway, I've wanted to beat her up for a long time. Xia Shangzhou, Boss Lin the image. Seeing Lin Jia's displeasure, Xia Shangzhou interjected, did I say something wrong? Isn't Miss Liang Bimbo Liang? Xia Shangzhou said, no. Chief Lin, whatever you say is right. It's just that Chief Zhang is, Lin Jia. Oh, my apologies, Mr. Zhang. I've lost my composure for a moment. I have something more important to deal with here. 3 seconds later, Xia Shangzhou's apologetic voice sounded from the other end of the phone. Mr. Zhang, I'm sorry. Chief Lin really has something urgent to attend to at the moment, and it's a family matter. Can I accompany you for a drink or two? Chapter 862. Not too long later, Lin Jia's voice sounded in Shi Yao's ears once more. Yao Yao, you don't have to worry about that slut Liang anymore. I've tolerated her for far too long already, and it's only out of respect for my grandfather and the Liang clan that I didn't lower myself to her level previously. Since she's been doing this over and over again, I'm definitely not going to let her off this time. It just so happens that my hands have been itching for a long time now and I've been wanting to beat someone up, but the navigator doesn't seem to have any flaws. So, your motive is to beat someone up because your hands are itching for a fight? Embarrassed, Shi Yao quickly turned down Lin Jia's goodwill and said, there's no need for that. Sis Jia, I'm asking you where she is because I want to meet her. I have something to talk to her about, not to fight with her. Oh, is that so? Through the phone, Shi Yao could sense Lin Jia's disappointment. But a second later, Lin Jia spoke up. I'll accompany you then. What if she tries to beat you up? I'll beat her up for you. So she's still unwilling to give up and want to fight her? If not for the fact that she had no one to ask about Liang Mumu's whereabouts other than Sis Jia, she wouldn't have dared to trouble Sis Jia so easily. Thus, Shi Yao could only turn down Lin Jia's goodwill once more. Sis Jia, there's no need for that. Aren't you busy? I'll be fine with it. All right then, I'll send you her current address. Shortly after Lin Jia said those words, Shi Yao received a GPS location on her phone. After thanking Lin Jia, Shi Yao was just about to hang up when Lin Jia suddenly called out to her. Yao Yao, it's fine if you don't want me to accompany you, but why don't I call the company and have a few of our security guards follow you? Shi Yao thought about the image of the Lin family's security guards dressed in black suits following behind her, and for some reason she felt that the image was even more terrifying. Frightened, she immediately rejected Lin Jia's offer. I'll have the navigator follow you then. Lin Jia was still a little worried. Shi Yao knew that Lin Jia was afraid that she would be put at a disadvantage, so after rejecting her goodwill she added, Sis Jia, don't worry, I'll take good care of myself. I promise you that if I feel that I'm in danger, I'll call you immediately for help. Alright Yao Yao, you must be careful. An unsure Yao responded to Lin Jia's words several times before ending the call. As Shi Yao made her way to the entrance of the school, she took out her phone and called for a car. By the time she reached the entrance, the car was already waiting for her. Shi Yao got into the car and immediately reported the location that Lin Jia had shared with her. As it was the evening rush hour, the road conditions weren't ideal. Even though Liang Mumu's spa wasn't too far away from Ji University, it was still half an hour before Shi Yao arrived at her destination. She didn't ask the chauffeur to leave. Instead, she asked the chauffeur to pay the bill and wait for her. Then she grabbed her bag and entered the spa. She had been to this spa quite a few times, so the receptionist recognized her. Upon seeing her enter, she immediately greeted, Miss Shi? Where's Liang Mumu? Shi Yao went straight to the point. Is Miss Shi here to look for Miss Liang? She's still in the same room as before. Miss Shi, do you need me to send a message for you before bringing you over? Before the receptionist could finish her words, Shi Yao was already making her way toward Liang Mumu's room. Chapter 863. Who is it? Asked Liang Mumu in an unfriendly tone. Perhaps it was because she had been interrupted from her enjoyment. Shi Yao didn't reply. Instead, she walked over to Liang Mumu's bed. At this moment, Liang Mumu happened to open her eyes, and upon seeing Shi Yao, the words she was about to say suddenly disappeared from her mouth. The spa technician in charge of Liang Mumu's treatment was the same one she had used before, and she recognized Shi Yao as well. Miss Shi, are you here to look for Miss Liang? Shi Yao didn't say a word. Instead, she stared fixedly at Liang Mumu. Seeing that Shi Yao had barged in, the receptionist followed her in as well. Miss Liang, Miss Shi says that she's looking for you. Instead of Liang Mumu, it was Shi Yao who spoke up. All of you get out. Neither the receptionist nor the receptionist moved. Instead, they turned to look at Liang Mumu. I have something to tell her, so I'll have to trouble you to leave for a moment. Shi Yao spoke up once more. This time, Liang Mumu didn't remain silent. She nodded to the receptionist and the receptionist. After the two of them left, Liang Mumu met Shi Yao's eyes and said, You're here to look for me. Before Liang Mumu could finish her words, Shi Yao had already grabbed Liang Mumu's arm and dragged her off the spa bed. Shi Yao, have you gone mad? What are you doing? Don't you know how to speak nicely? While Liang Mumu struggled, resisted, and bellowed furiously, Shi Yao didn't say a single word. Instead, she dragged Liang Mumu toward the wooden bathtub not too far away. She had just taken a bath, but the milk rose bath was still there. She walked up to the bathtub and mercilessly tossed Liang Mumu, who was only wearing her underwear due to the spa, into the bathtub. Shi Yao, are you insane? The water in the bathtub was already very cold, and Liang Mumu couldn't help but shiver from the cold. She was just about to climb out of the bathtub when Shi Yao swiftly reached out to grab her head and push her back into the bathtub. Shi Yao, let go of me. Shi Yao, you. Ignoring Liang Mumu's words, Shi Yao took out the phone that she had grabbed earlier and waved it in front of Liang Mumu's face. What's your phone's password? Why should I tell you the password to my phone? As soon as Liang Mumu finished her words, Shi Yao pressed her head into the bathtub. Choking on the water, Liang Mumu struggled with all her might as she whimpered in pain. I'll ask you again. What's your phone's password? Shi Yao knew what she was doing, so naturally she wouldn't kill anyone. She pulled Liang Mumu's head out of the water and asked her once more. This time she didn't wait for her to speak. Instead, she pressed her head into the water. Shi Yao, do you know that if anything were to happen to me, you won't have it easy either? Let me tell you, Shi Yao is living in a lawful society. Shi Yao, are you a freaking lunatic? Shi Yao, Liang Mumu's head fell into the water once more. Due to her constant talking, she ended up choking on a few mouthfuls of water. Shi Yao, let go of me. Shi Yao, I'll tell you, alright? Shi Yao. Shi Yao waited until Liang Mumu told her the password and entered her phone's home page before she finally released her grip on Liang Mumu's head. Chapter 864. After tapping into it, Shi Yao roughly scanned through the contents of their conversation. While Liang Mumu was coughing violently from choking on the water, she swiftly took a screenshot and sent it to her phone. By the time Shi Yao was done, Liang Mumu had already recovered from her coughing. She bared her fangs and brandished her claws at Shi Yao, attempting to snatch her phone away. Shi Yao, return my phone. Shi Yao allowed Liang Mumu to snatch her phone away. What are you doing with my phone? Shi Yao, what are you trying to do? Liang Mumu questioned Shi Yao as she looked at her phone. Shi Yao ignored Liang Mumu, but it didn't take long for Liang Mumu to see the message that she had sent. When she saw the contents of the screenshots, her complexion suddenly turned awful. Shi Yao, what are you doing with these screenshots? What are you trying to do? Shi Yao, you be asterisk t. I've never seen anyone more despicable than you. Shi Yao, you be asterisk t. Delete those screenshots from your phone. Delete them. Liang Mumu cursed at Shi Yao as she leaped out of the bathtub, intending to snatch Shi Yao's phone away. Before Luo Ruoxin's hand could touch her body, Shi Yao grabbed Luo Ruoxin's drenched wrist and yanked her forward. Liang Mumu's entire body was drenched. The wooden floorboards of the spa were already glossy due to the addition of wax, but with the water on them, Shi Yao's sudden exertion of strength caused Liang Mumu's feet to slip, and without any warning she fell to the ground. Before she could recover from the pain, a towel had already been thrown over her. Following which, Shi Yao bent down and grabbed her neck, pressing her down tightly as she whispered into her ear, Liang Mumu, to tell you the truth, the reason I'm here today is to snatch your phone's chat records with Qiniran. Don't think that I don't know that the matter with Han Jing was your idea. Qiniran might think that you're targeting me, but I know that you're not. It's because you understand Lin Jiege better than anyone else. You know that Han Jing's actions will only drive Lin Jiege into a rage. It might seem like you're here for me, but in truth you're trying to harm Lin Jiege, right? You want Lin Jiege to do something to Han Jing in a fit of rage so that he can be sent to jail? Or even more ruthless, a life for a life? Liang Mumu, you sure are ruthless to use someone else to do your dirty work. But let me tell you this, Liang Mumu. No matter how smart and ruthless you are, you have forgotten one thing. While you understand me, I also understand you. I didn't want to be so ruthless, but you forced me. You can make things difficult for me, but I won't allow you to treat Lin Jiege this way. So, you can only blame yourself for touching my people. Liang Mumu, today is the day we settle our differences. I'll show the screenshot I took to the Liang clan untouched. Of course, I'll also show it to the Lin clan as well. I'd like to see if the Liang clan will prioritize the Liang clan's business or you. Chapter 865. Yao, I'll kill you. Yao, you be *T. Yao stared at the hysterical Liang Mumu for a moment before turning around and leaving without saying a word. Back then, during Grandpa Lin's birthday banquet, Liang Mumu had caused an uproar over the ink stone. The Lin clan was displeased, but due to the Liang clan they still managed to let it go. Even though Liang Mumu was sent to the countryside and returned with an illness, there was a tacit understanding that they wouldn't bring up the past anymore. However, things were different this time. Liang Mumu had caused trouble time and time again, and the Lin clan was already displeased with her. Now that Lin Jierge was involved, there was no way the Lin clan would let the matter rest. But just as Liang Mumu had said, Liang Mumu wasn't a daughter of the Liang clan but a relative of the Liang clan's daughter-in-law. Their relationship wasn't just a single level, so there was no way the Liang clan would protect Liang Mumu. Liang Mumu had always been raised by the Liang clan. Perhaps after this incident she would no longer be able to live the life of a young miss with the backing of the Liang clan. The Liang family would definitely think that she would cause too much trouble if she stayed in Beijing. They would definitely think of ways to send her as far away as possible. If they couldn't live in harmony, they could at least treat each other as strangers. But what Liang Mumu wanted all along was for everyone to be unable to live in peace. She wasn't a saint and she wasn't a good person either. All she wanted was to live a simple life with the person she loved. If someone dared to interfere with her life, she couldn't just sit still and wait for death. Everyone had something they wanted to protect, and for the sake of what she wanted to protect, everyone would become an invincible warrior. After returning to the car, Yao had the chauffeur send her back to Ji University. By the time she arrived at the entrance of Ji University, the sky was already completely dark. Yao hadn't received Lin Jierge's call yet, so she guessed that he was probably still in the academic affairs office. However, her footsteps were still a little hurried as she made her way to the academic affairs office. Despite the harsh winter weather, her forehead and the tip of her nose were still covered in a thin layer of sweat when she finally arrived at the office. It didn't take long for Lin Jierge to walk out of the office building. When she saw him, she trotted over to him. Before she could speak, Lin Jierge had already noticed the beads of sweat on the tip of her nose and asked, "Why are you sweating so much?" "Oh, I was bored just now, so I went to the field to run a few laps." Out of habit, Yao avoided Lin Jierge's eyes guiltily. Before he could say anything, she changed the topic. "Why did you take so long to come out? Did the teacher punish you to write a reflection letter?" "How many words did he write?" 10,000 words. Lin Jierge couldn't help but recall the scene of him being locked in his office, writing a 10,000-word reflection letter, and his heart felt stifled. "Ha!" Yao chuckled softly as she massaged Lin Jierge's wrist. "You've worked hard." Then she said, "I'm so hungry, what should we eat?" Lin Jierge was already used to his girlfriend showing concern for him for no more than 3 seconds. So he turned his attention to food and asked, "What do you want to eat?" Chapter 866. Lin Jierge had always been a clean freak. Back when he was locked in his office to write his self-reflection, he couldn't wait to return to his dormitory room to take a shower. So upon hearing Yao's words, he nodded without any objections and replied, "Sure." When Lin Jierge learned that Han Jing had been spouting nonsense on the internet during his afternoon meeting, he immediately rushed to the school to look for him. So on the way home, Lin Jierge drove while Yao sat in the front passenger seat. It was already 8 o'clock and the traffic was smooth. Yao stared at Lin Jierge, who was driving in front, while the bustling night scenery continued to pass by. Sitting in the car, she would glance at Lin Jierge from time to time before looking out the window. For some reason, she felt as if she had no regrets in this life. Honestly speaking, the matter that Han Jing had caused on the forum over the past few days was quite disgusting. After all, he was using a woman's private life to attack her. But Yao also felt that this wasn't necessarily a bad thing. At the very least, Han Jing had shown her how important she was to Lin Jierge. No, she had always been important to Lin Jierge. It was only today that she realized that her importance to him was far greater than she had imagined. Most men wouldn't be able to do what Lin Jierge did, right? Most men would probably suspect their own girlfriends when they heard someone say that they had an affair with their girlfriend, right? But Lin Jiege didn't. She was in the company and he didn't even bother to ask her about it. Instead he went straight to Han Jing and forced him to apologize to her. In fact, when Han Jing said that she had a birthmark on her body, he replied without any hesitation, "I only trust you." Shi Yao thought that the most fortunate and blissful thing in one's life couldn't possibly be meeting Lin Jiege like this. While Shi Yao was immersed in her thoughts, the car continued driving forward. Just as they were about to reach the entrance of Lin Jiege's neighborhood, Shi Yao caught sight of a supermarket by the side and she called out, "Stop the car." Lin Jiege stepped on the brakes. I need to go to the supermarket to buy some food. What do you want to eat? I'll go buy it for you." "There's no need for that. I'll go there myself. I'm not allowed to park here anyway, so you should wait for me in the car." As Shi Yao spoke, she unbuckled her seatbelt, jumped out of the car and ran to the supermarket. She chose a few boxes of yogurt, a huge bag of instant noodles, and a few sausages before carrying them over to the cashier counter. Just as she was about to take out her phone to scan the QR code, she caught sight of rows upon rows of colorful boxes placed on the shelves. She hesitated for a moment before raising her head to look at Lin Jiege, who was waiting in his car by the roadside. After a moment of contemplation, she stealthily picked up a small box with 2 fingers and tossed it into the middle of the yogurt box. After returning home, Lin Jiege went to take a bath while Shi Yao went to the kitchen to cook instant noodles. By the time Lin Jiege came out of the bathroom, Shi Yao had just finished cooking the instant noodles. "Lin Jiege, come over and eat Shi Yao's instant noodles." Walking into the dining room, Lin Jiege glanced at the Kong Shifu noodle bag and said, "It's clearly Kong Shifu." Shi Yao pushed a huge bowl of instant noodles over to Lin Jiege, and as she passed him a pair of chopsticks she said confidently, "That's not it. I added eggs and sausages in the instant noodles. That's why it's Shi Yao's instant noodles. Kong Shifu's instant noodles don't have sausages and eggs." Lin Jiege was speechless. He could only pick up his chopsticks and eat his Shi Yao's instant noodles silently. Chapter 867. While eating her instant noodles, Shi Yao would occasionally raise her head to look at Lin Jiege. The more she looked at him, the more Lin Jiege caught her eye. "What's wrong? Is there something on my face?" Hearing Lin Jiege's question, Shi Yao shook her head. She shot another glance at him before lowering her head back down to eat her instant noodles. Seeing that she had moved her chopsticks, Lin Jiege moved his chopsticks as well. However, barely after taking 2 mouthfuls, a thought suddenly struck him, and he raised his head to look at Shi Yao once more. "Yao Yao, are you in a bad mood?" Shi Yao was taken aback by Lin Jiege's abrupt question. "Are you in a bad mood because of Han Jing?" In the end, Lin Jiege still hated Han Jing a little, so he didn't make his intentions too clear. It was only then that Shi Yao understood what he meant. He was afraid that she would be sad because of Han Jing, but when it came to Han Jing, all she felt was regret. A man in his prime could have chosen a girl more suitable for him, but he just had to fall into such a frenzied obsession. Shi Yao knew that Lin Jiege had misunderstood her, but she also knew that Lin Jiege still felt a little uneasy after the incident. He was afraid that she wouldn't be feeling well. Indescribable emotions welled up in Shi Yao's heart once more. On the way back to the academy after leaving Liang Mumu's place, the urge that had been welling up in her heart grew stronger and stronger. Seeing that Shi Yao wasn't saying a word, Lin Jiege put down his chopsticks. The faint sound of the bowl and chopsticks clanging against each other jolted Shi Yao back to her senses. She quickly smiled gently at Lin Jiege and said, "No, I'm not sad because of that matter. I just, unable to think of an excuse, Shi Yao looked at the 2 bowls of instant noodles in front of the 2 of them, and in the heat of the moment she blurted out, "I just think that you taste better than instant noodles." Lin Jiege, Lin Jiege, Lin Jiege, was he being teased by his girlfriend? "You taste better than instant noodles." Shouldn't such words be coming out of his mouth? But why did he feel so comforted after being teased? It was just like that time when she forcefully fed him medicine with her mouth and said, "You refuse a toast only to drink a forfeit." If this were to go on, would he really become his wife and Soft Bun would become his husband? If she were to say that she had eaten her fill, would Lin Jiege send her back to school? She couldn't possibly say that she didn't want to leave and that she wanted to sleep here tonight, could she? After she left Liang Mumu, the thought that had surfaced in her mind for some reason was a little too daring for her. But she just couldn't help but feel that tonight was an inexplicably fitting night. Shi Yao's eyes darted around for a moment, but eventually, out of embarrassment, she decided to take a roundabout approach. She shook her head at Lin Jage and said, "I'm still hungry." Lin Jage, fortunately, he had seen her eat 3 big bowls of wontons in front of him, so he was very calm. "What do you want to eat?" "It's not too late yet, I'll take you to eat." Did he think she was a fool? After leaving his house and finishing his meal, he must have driven directly to school. Shi Yao shook her head once more. "I don't really feel like going out. Can I order takeout?" Chapter 868. Lin Jie's dining table was huge and Shi Yao's hair was let down. When she reached for her phone, she suddenly stood up, and while she wasn't paying attention, her long hair slipped into her bowl of instant noodles. "Your hair," Lin Jie reminded Shi Yao, and a second later he stood up and grabbed her hair. He placed his phone on the dining table and grabbed a napkin to help her wipe the soup stains off her hair. Shi Yao raised her head to look at Lin Jie, and she suddenly felt as if her hair was a godsend. So she quickly said, "It's fine. I have to wash my hair today anyway, so I'll order some takeout first. After I'm done, I'll go take a shower." Lin Jie nodded without thinking too much into it. He wiped her hair a few more times before passing his phone back to Shi Yao. But before Shi Yao could take the call, Lin Jie's phone rang. Shi Yao took a look at her phone. It was a call from the director of Lin Jie's company. She knew that it was about work, so she sensibly said, "You should answer the call first and get back to your work." "I use my phone to order takeout." "Go ahead. I'll call back after you're done," Lin Jie said, intending to hang up the call. Shi Yao hurriedly grabbed his hand to stop him. "It's already so late. It might be an urgent matter for him to call you. You should hurry up and answer the call." Lin Jie shot a glance at Shi Yao and said, "Pass me your phone." Shi Yao was perplexed, but she obediently passed her phone over to Lin Jie without asking any questions. Lin Jie tapped on her phone and said, "I've bound my Alipay account to you. You can just use it after you order the takeout." Shi Yao took the phone and looked at the additional Alipay account. She was delighted, but she couldn't help but grumble, "It's not like I don't have money." Lin Jie had already picked up the call. After hearing those words, he didn't speak to the director on the other end. Instead, he grabbed Shi Yao's wrist and pulled her into his embrace. Then he lowered his head and whispered in her ear, "But you can only be fed by me." On the other end of the line, the director saw that the call had finally been picked up. Just as he was about to call out Director Lin, he heard such a sentence. He was so shocked that his hand trembled and the phone fell to the ground with a paw. Hearing the commotion, Lin Jie rubbed Shi Yao's hand gently as he brought the phone to his ear and asked coldly, "What's wrong?" After a while, the director raised the phone with the cracked screen, trembling with fear. "What's wrong, Boss Lin? What you said just now is... I'm not talking to you," Lin Jie interjected before the other party could finish his words. The director heaved a sigh of relief and began to talk about the main points. As Lin Jie listened to the conversation, he made his way to the study. Along the way, he couldn't help but wonder if there was something wrong with the director's head. Why would he think that those words were meant for him? Dream on. After Lin Jie's silhouette disappeared from the entrance of the study, Shi Yao put down her phone and ran to the bathroom to take a bath. Usually, Shi Yao only took 20 minutes to bathe, but this time, it took her 40 minutes before she finally turned off the tap. Standing in front of the sink, Shi Yao dried her hair with a towel, but her heart was beating exceptionally fast. After tidying herself up, she walked out of the bathroom, and just as she was about to reach her bedroom, she suddenly stopped. Chapter 869. There was no one in the living room, but a sliver of light seeped through the half-closed door of the study. It can't be that Lin Jie is still busy, right? With this thought in mind, Shi Yao walked over to the door of the study, pushed it open slightly and peeked her head in. She had only intended to sneak a peek into the study, but Lin Jie had caught her in the act. She was just about to put on an apologetic smile and duck her head out when Lin Jie suddenly beckoned her over. gesturing for her to enter. Shi Yao gently pushed open the door and walked over to the study table. She peeked her head out to take a look at the computer screen, but it was filled with dense formulas and codes. She couldn't make sense of them at all. So she turned her gaze to Lin Jiege. The young man was staring at the computer intently as his fingers swiftly typed on the keyboard. It was no wonder why everyone said that men who worked hard were the most charming. But my boyfriend is charming all the time. With this thought in mind, Shi Yao couldn't help but burst into laughter. Lin Jiege shot a glance at her and seeing that she was laughing, his lips curled up as well. Then he stared at the computer screen and typed away while asking, "What are you laughing at?" "I'm laughing at how handsome my boyfriend is." Lin Jiege chuckled softly as he grabbed her wrist and pulled her onto his lap. Then with his arms wrapped around her, he continued typing away on the keyboard. It didn't take long for Lin Jiege to finish his work. He stretched his neck a little before lowering his head to look at Shi Yao in his embrace. Then, as if recalling something, he raised his wrist to take a look at the time. It had already been more than an hour, but her takeout hadn't arrived yet? Or did he not hear anything when it arrived? With this thought in mind, Lin Jiege frowned and asked, "Has the takeout arrived yet?" Shi Yao shook her head. "Which restaurant did you order? Why is it so slow? I'm going to have the company give it a bad review every day. Is this how tycoons get back at others?" Shi Yao froze for a moment before replying honestly, "I didn't order takeout. Why didn't you? Didn't you say that you weren't full?" Lin Jiege said as he picked up his phone. "Why don't we order now? What do you want to eat? Mala hot pot? Pizza? Mala fragrant pot?" Every time Lin Jiege asked a question, Shi Yao would shake her head in response. At the end of his words, Shi Yao couldn't help but speak up. "I don't feel like eating any of them." "Then what do you want to eat? You want to eat the food made by the old mansion's chef? Or at the Beijing World Hotel? I'll call them and ask them to send it to you when they're done." Shi Yao shook her head once more. "I don't want to, what's going on?" In the past she didn't have this kind of reaction when food was mentioned. A hint of worry surfaced on Lin Jiege's forehead as he asked, "What's wrong? Did something happen again?" Shi Yao shook her head once more before asking something completely unrelated to Lin Jiege's question. "Are you done with your work?" "I'm done," Lin Jiege said as he turned Shi Yao's face toward him. With a slightly stern expression he asked, "Yao Yao, are you hiding something from me?" "No." Shi Yao's eyes darted left and right, not daring to meet Lin Jiege's gaze. The boy stared at her, not showing any signs of letting her go. Chapter 870. Rather than saying those words, it would be more accurate to say that Shi Yao had roared them out. There was even a hint of desperation in her voice that made Lin Jiege, who was looking at Shi Yao with a serious expression, fall into a daze. What kind of reaction is this? Could it be that he doesn't understand what I'm trying to say? But dog meat. Those two words actually came out of his mouth. Shi Yao carefully observed Lin Jiege for a moment, but the latter was still in a daze as if someone had sealed his acupoints. It seemed like he really doesn't understand what I'm trying to say. But it wasn't easy for her to say those words, so she couldn't possibly give up halfway, right? Shi Yao bit her lower lip as her bright eyes darted around. Deciding that she might as well go all the way, she repeated Lin Jiege's words to him. "This dog isn't that dog." She had already hinted so clearly, so he should finally understand what she was trying to say this time, right? Thinking about it, this was the first time in her life that she had acted so brazenly. Shi Yao could vaguely feel her cheeks starting to redden and heat up. Lin Jiege still didn't say a word, but the gaze he was looking at Shi Yao with was slowly changing. Shi Yao was too engrossed in her nervousness to notice the minute changes in his eyes. Seeing that he wasn't saying a word, she thought that he still hadn't realized what she was trying to say, and she felt embarrassed. So she angrily spoke up once more to clarify her words. "Lin Jiege, do you still not understand what I'm trying to say?" "Lin Jiege, why are you so stupid? Lin Jiege, you're infuriating me." In the end, Shi Yao's tone became a little harsh as if she was really angry. I'm not talking to you anymore." As Shi Yao spoke, she suddenly slid down from Lin Jiege's embrace and turned around to face Lin Jiege. Then she reached out and placed her hand on Lin Jiege's shoulder, and with a hint of exasperation in her voice, she lowered her head and pressed her lips against his. She didn't have much experience in kissing, and the few times she could count was all thanks to Lin Jiej. When she kissed him she was quite aggressive, but after her lips touched his, she copied the way he kissed her and took the initiative a few times. She became helpless and clumsy. She had the heart of a queen but she did not have the life of a queen. With her lips pressed against Lin Jiej's, Yao racked her brains for a long time, but she still couldn't come up with a way to continue kissing him. So she decided to wait patiently. However, after waiting for a while, Lin Jiej still didn't take the initiative to kiss her. Recalling how he hadn't responded to her despite her hints for so long, she decided to bite down on the corner of Lin Jiej's lips in a fit of pique. The sharp pain caused Lin Jiej's body, which had been frozen for a very long time, to tense up a little. Noticing Zhu An's reaction, Yao hurriedly loosened her grip. Yao you. Chapter 871. If Yao had really been a little embarrassed before, at this moment her words were filled with sincerity. As she spoke, she secretly stuffed the thing she had been holding in her hands after her shower into Lin Jiej's hands. After which she whispered softly into his ears. My relative passed away yesterday. Lin Jiej. The thing she had stuffed into his hands was wrapped in plastic and it was a little prickly to the touch. Lin Jiej instinctively glanced at it and with just a glance he was able to tell what it was. Pregnancy condoms. Back then when Soft Bun told him to park the car in front of the supermarket, she rejected him and insisted on buying it herself. Was this the reason behind it? Was Soft Bun using her own way to tell him that she was willing to be with him, be it in her heart or her body? Lin Jiej had already guessed what she meant when she said dog meat, just that he wasn't too sure about it. However, at this very moment when he finally understood what was going on, his heart couldn't help but tremble in fear. It wasn't because he was going to sleep with her, but because she had shown him how much she liked him. Lin Jiej could clearly feel his blood boiling, but the expression on his face didn't betray the ecstasy in his heart. He sat motionlessly on his office chair, silently staring at Yao with a complicated look in his eyes. His lips moved, wanting to say something, but he was so moved by her words that he couldn't utter a single word. It took him a lot of effort before he finally managed to utter a very soft voice. Yeah, I am very happy. In the end, Yao was still a little shy, so she buried her head in Lin Jiej's embrace, not daring to look at him. When she heard his words, she felt that she should say something in reply, but she didn't know how she should respond. Thus, she racked her brains for a moment before reaching her head over to Lin Jiej's ear with a serious look on her face. As if making a vow, she said, Lin Jiej, hand yourself over to me. I'll take responsibility for you and I'll treat you well for the rest of your life. Lin Jiej. Lin Jiej. Lin Jiej. In an instant his emotions vanished. He felt that the most important thing right now was to re-establish his authority as a husband. Just what in the world went wrong? How in the world did he and Soft Bun get the wrong script? Was she supposed to say those words? If word of this got out, he would be the butt of everyone's jokes. Today he must sleep with her fiercely. With such thoughts in mind, Lin Jiej stood up and kicked the chair behind him away. Grabbing Yao by the waist, he placed her on his shoulder and began walking out of the study. Lin Jiej kicked open the bedroom door and tossed Yao onto the bed. After which he pressed his body against hers and pressed his lips against hers. He kissed her fiercely, but as he kissed her, his entire being softened. After her shower, she was only wearing a nightgown and he easily took off her clothes. His lips slowly moved down from her lips to her chin, her earlobe, her delicate neck, and finally her collarbone. Yao's heart began to race. Her anxiety was tinged with a tinge of fear, but she didn't try to dodge. Chapter 872. When he didn't control his strength, she couldn't help but let out a hiss from the pain. He hurriedly stopped and pressed his lips against hers again. After kissing her for a while, he lowered his head to her right ear. Although she didn't turn her head to look, she could vaguely hear the sound of his teeth tearing open the packaging. After a while, he raised his head again and met her eyes. The lights in the bedroom weren't turned on. The moonlight outside the window quietly sprinkled on the bed. They looked at each other for a while and then he slowly lowered his head and kissed her eyes, her nose, her lips. Finally, his lips landed on her heart. Her entire body felt like it was electrocuted. She slightly shivered, and then her fingertips silently grabbed the sheets under her body. She even held her breath. He kissed her like a treasure, inch by inch, kissing every inch of her body. In the quiet bedroom, the sound of their uneven breathing gradually drifted out. She could clearly feel his body temperature rising, and in the end it was shockingly hot. She didn't know how long they were intimate like this, but she heard his voice. Yao Yao, she instinctively replied with an N, but before her voice could completely fall, he suddenly straightened his body and barged into her world. He tried his best to be gentle and she tried her best to mentally prepare herself, but when the moment came she still shivered from the pain. He suddenly stopped and didn't dare to move. He repeatedly kissed the corner of her lips, waiting for her to slowly get used to it. Only when he felt her body relax, did he continue again. It was still a little painful, but she tried her best to endure it. She had actually seen similar scenes described in some books. She thought that this moment would be very frightening, but when it really came she found that even if it was painful, it was also sweet. It was his first time and it was also her first time. They both had no experience and it was all based on human instincts. Between them it wasn't considered full of tricks and it was even a little clumsy, but they were strangely satisfied. His body slowly sweated, and when a drop of sweat fell on her chest, there was suddenly an indescribable feeling. Along with the pain he brought her, it entered her blood vessels and drilled into the deepest part of her heart. She knew that this kind of feeling was called soul fusion, skin contact. She couldn't help but reach out and hold his shoulder. Her subtle movements caused his body to tremble slightly, and then he became even crazier. Shi Yao felt as if her entire being was being devoured by Lin Jie. In the end, her head began to spin a little, and in her daze she felt as if she had returned to the time when she was 13. Grandpa Lin had pointed at a handsome young man who looked as if he had walked straight out of a manga and told her that his name was Lin Jie, and he was her fiancé. After some time the room finally quieted down. Drenched in sweat, he collapsed on top of her. His breathing was still very messy. After a while he slowly calmed down. He slightly tilted his head, kissed her hair and then suddenly smiled. Yao, you are mine. Shi Yao, who was so exhausted that she didn't feel like moving at all, quietly moved her hands. He felt her movement and quickly gave her his hand. Their fingers intertwined and held tightly. After a long time she was finally able to move. She turned her head and replied, "What a coincidence. You're mine too." Chapter 873. It was just a few simple words, but they seemed to be harnessed with boundless might that struck Lin Jie's heart. In that instant, a man like him nearly burst into tears. His throat felt incredibly stifled, but he didn't say a word. Instead he squeezed her soft hand tightly. The bedroom was very quiet, and just like that the two of them quietly embraced each other. He felt that it wouldn't be enough for them to just snuggle together like this for the rest of their lives. However, this peaceful atmosphere didn't last for too long before Shi Yao suddenly exclaimed, Shim. Lin Jie replied nonchalantly before burying his face in the crook of Shi Yao's neck. The unique sweet fragrance from her body caused his body, which had just calmed down, to heat up once more. Why do I feel that the context of your words sounded so familiar? Shi Yao tilted her head slightly to the side to avoid Lin Jie's lips. Lin Jie's kiss missed and a slight frown appeared on his forehead. Slightly displeased, he increased the pressure on Shi Yao's body. Thinking that Lin Jie didn't believe her words, Shi Yao spoke up once more. "I'm not lying to you." Lin Jie replied with a perfunctory, before casually muttering, "Yes, it does sound familiar." Then he moved his lips to Shi Yao's neck once more. "I feel like I've heard something similar before. Let me think." Dissatisfied with Shi Yao's neglect of him, Lin Jie increased the pressure between his teeth as if punishing her. Shi Yao's body shuddered in pain. Then, as if recalling something, she exclaimed in shock, "I get it. I remember now. It's you. You said something similar." Lin Jie, who was completely engrossed in Shi Yao's body, replied with a muffled as his scorching hot lips trailed down from her collarbone. But before his lips could reach her chest, she suddenly spoke up once more. "What you said was, what a coincidence. I also met a lunatic today. Lin Jia's lips that were kissing Shi Yao's skin suddenly froze. Lin Jia, tell me honestly. Who is the lunatic you're talking about? Lin Jia fell silent for 2 seconds before deciding to play dumb to the end. He lifted his head from Shi Yao's chest and asked, "What lunatic? I don't know what you're talking about." "Stop playing dumb. You definitely know what I'm talking about. Lin Jia, don't think that I won't know that the lunatic you're talking about is me just because you're denying it. Not only did you call me a lunatic, you also called me a little fatty. You said I'm 80 kilograms. You even said that I was only 1.4 meters tall, and that if I slept on the top bunk, the person on the bottom bunk wouldn't dare to sleep at night, because she was afraid that the bed would collapse from my weight in the middle of the night and crush her to death. Then you said that I was so fat so I definitely wouldn't be able to climb up to the top bunk. That's not all. Also, you said that I'm 250 kilograms fat. It's one thing for me to be fat, but I even have pimples all over my face. Lin Jia, what do you mean by that? What do you mean I'm 250 pounds? Are you indirectly calling me stupid?" Lin Jia scram. "I don't want to talk to you anymore. You're the idiot, you're the fatty, you're the one with pimples all over your face." Hearing Shi Yao's accusations, Lin Jia could feel a thin layer of sweat forming on his back. Chapter 874. Speaking of which, Soft Bun's memory sure was frightening. To think that she would still be able to remember every single word he said to her when they first met in the game. Lin Jia's mind raced for a few seconds before he leaned forward and kissed her on the cheek. With a fawning look on his face, he said, "Yao, you sure have a good memory. Back then when we were chatting on WeChat, you were actually able to memorize everything without missing a single word." "Of course. Let me tell you, I can still memorize Master Teacher and Peach Blossom's Spring. I can even recite my middle school English text from the first page to the last page." "Impressive. My darling sure is impressive." Lin Jia flipped over and lay down on the bed. Then he pulled Shi Yao into his embrace and placed her down properly. Yao, I've already forgotten everything about Master Teacher." "What was the first line?" "Halfway through the founding of the late Emperor's empire, the middle path crumbles. Today the lower 3 parts fall and the province is in dire straits." Right. Next it was, "But the loyal subjects work tirelessly on the inside and the loyal ones forget themselves on the outside. Chasing after the fortune of the late emperor, they seek to repay his kindness to his majesty. And after that? It's only right for me to listen to Sage Shang's words. In order to uphold the legacy of the late emperor, I should not belittle myself and mislead the righteousness of a righteous man." Shi Yao slowly recovered from her daze and glared at Lin Jia furiously. "Lin Jia, you're doing this on purpose. You're trying to divert my attention. Do you think that I'll forgive you just like that? Let me tell you, Lin Jia, I'm even angrier now. The kind that can't be coaxed." "But Yao, my name isn't Lin Jia. My name is Gujalin." Looking at the serious look on Lin Jia's face, Shi Yao was rendered speechless. Seeing that Shi Yao was really angered, Lin Jia spoke up without any hesitation. "I was wrong." Shi Yao didn't respond. "I was really wrong." Shi Yao still didn't respond. "Yao, you can't do this. You can't turn your back on me right after sleeping with me. Are you a human?" Lin Jia replied without any hesitation, "I'm not a human. I'm a dog." Shi Yao couldn't help but burst into laughter. Seeing that she was smiling, Lin Jia winked at her and said, "I'll apologize to you, so don't be angry anymore, alright?" "That depends on how you apologize. I'll decide whether or not to forgive you. I'll kneel down and apologize to you. I'll kneel until you're satisfied, okay?" "Then kneel. Give me a moment." As Lin Jia said those words, Shi Yao felt that Lin Jia's hand seemed to have touched something, and a faint sound could be heard. A moment later, after the voices faded away, Lin Jia suddenly wrapped his arms around her and flipped her over, pinning her beneath his body. Before Shi Yao could react, Lin Jia had already barged into her world. His series of actions came without any warning, causing Shi Yao's body to tremble in fear. She subconsciously called out to him, but before she could make a sound, his lips had already pressed against hers. After a long time, the room regained its peace. Lin Jiage panted heavily as he stared at Shi Yao beneath him. He reached out to stroke her wet hair and asked, "Are you satisfied now?" Chapter 875. Not satisfied? Then I'll continue. As soon as Lin Jiage said those words, his hands moved from her waist to her chest. It was then that Shi Yao finally understood what Lin Jiage meant by, "I'll kneel down and apologize to you until you're satisfied." Kneel down and apologize. That's right, he was kneeling the entire time. Shi Yao's face burned in embarrassment. She reached out to stop Lin Jiage's fidgeting hands and scolded, "Lin Jiage, you pervert." Despite being scolded, Lin Jiage didn't mind it at all and lowered his head to kiss Shi Yao's collarbone. His kiss was very serious and it didn't take long for Shi Yao's breathing to become uneven. "Lin Jiage, aren't you tired? Are you doubting the sincerity of my apology?" Right after Lin Jiage said those words, Shi Yao saw a small paper bag falling from his fingertips to the floor. In any case, Shi Yao was tormented to the point that by the time it was over, she was so exhausted that she didn't even feel like moving. In her daze, she knew that Lin Jiage had carried her to the bathroom for a shower, and by the time he dried her body and placed her back on the bed, she had already fallen into a deep slumber. In contrast to the completely paralyzed Shi Yao, Lin Jiage didn't feel the slightest bit sleepy. He gazed at the sleeping girl in his embrace, and the corners of his lips crept up again and again. He didn't know how long he had been staring at Shi Yao, but it was only when he heard the notification of a message on his phone that he turned his gaze to the bedside table. Afraid that his phone would continue ringing and wake Shi Yao up, he immediately picked it up and silenced it. Then he took a look at his WeChat. Someone in the Sexy and Frisky group had messaged him. He tapped into it and saw that it was Lu Benlai and Xia Shangzhou asking him if he wanted to play with Shi Yao. Without thinking, he typed 3 words, "Not interested." Just as he was about to send it out, he suddenly seemed to have thought of something. He clicked on the group name card and changed his name. Then he returned to the Sexy and Frisky group page and sent out the 2 words he had just typed. "Not interested." Juice. Ice cream. Expert of the monkeys. Who's ice cream? He's actually the same as Big Head. Juice. Grandson, are you stupid? This doesn't look the same as the boss. This is the boss. Expert of the monkeys. Oh, why did our boss take things too hard and name her ice cream? No, wait. Little Junior is Yao loves ice cream. Yao loves ice cream. What the heck, do you have to be so overboard? You even have to feed dog food to a name. Juice. It's one thing to feed her with dog food, but to do it in such a deranged manner. She even brazenly changed her name to Little Junior loves to eat herself. Loves to eat. Juice, squinting eyes face Yao loves ice cream. Little Junior, can you please keep him in check? Expert of the monkeys. Yao loves ice cream. Can you come out and protect the single dogs for a moment? Ice cream. No need, she can't see it. Juice. How do you know Little Junior can't see? Ice cream. She's asleep. Expert of the monkeys. How do you know Little Junior is asleep? Chapter 876. In an instant the group fell silent. A minute later. Juice. Heck, does that mean that you're not the same type of person as me and old Shirley? The same type of person? A slight frown appeared on Lin Jiage's forehead as he tapped on the screen. Ice cream. When did I ever become the same type of person as you? I had a fiancé even before I was born. Do you guys have one? Juice. Boss, I beg of you, please be a little gentler with your words. Expert of the monkeys. Boss, you might have Little Junior now, but you can't treat me and Little Lili like that. Following which the 2 of them began sending crazed, crying emojis over and over again. Looking at the series of emojis that were flooding into the screen, Lin Jiage decided to show them some mercy this time. Seeing how pitiful you are and how you're all alone for the rest of the night, why don't I tell you a bedtime story so that you can sleep better? Juice. Boss, I knew you loved me. Expert of the monkeys. Scram, you shameless bastard. Boss clearly loves me the most. He's telling me a bedtime story, you're just basking in my glory. Juice. I really couldn't tell that my grandson actually has no self-awareness at all. Faced with the 2 of them inexplicably bickering with one another in the group, Lin Jiage continued typing on his phone with an impassive expression. Roughly 3 minutes later he sent the bedtime story he had typed out. Ice cream. There's a boy who was born in a relatively well-off family. The boy's academic performance was excellent, and there were many girls who fancied him, but the boy never paid any attention to them. It was only when the boy was 15 that his grandfather told him that he had a fiancée that the boy met with his fiancée. After that, the boy and his fiancée went through many things and eventually they got together. The boy's name was Lin Jiege and his fiancée was Shi Yao. Juice. Expert of the monkeys. Juice. Boss, are you sure you're telling me a bedtime story? Expert of the monkeys. Boss, are you sure you're not showing off your happiness? Ice cream. You don't like it? Ice cream. Then I'll give you another one. Ice cream. There was a man who loved to play games and one day he met a girl in the game. Out of sheer coincidence, the two of them added each other as friends and from then on, they would often play together. As time passed, they developed feelings for one another and eventually, their relationship in the game developed into a loving couple in real life. The man's name was Lin Jiege and the woman's name was Shi Yao. Juice. Expert of the monkeys. Ice cream. What? Or not? Alright then, I'll give you another bedtime story. Chapter 877. Juice. Boss, I'm sleepy. You don't have to tell me a bedtime story anymore. Expert of the monkeys. Boss, I'm sleepy too, so you don't have to tell me a bedtime story anymore. Ice cream. Oh, right. Before Lin Jiege could finish his sentence, Lu Benlai and Xia Shangzhou had already sent another message over. Juice. Daddy, I'm really sleepy. Expert of the monkeys. Daddy, I'm already asleep. Lin Jiege leisurely tapped on the keyboard. Ice cream. You've misunderstood me. I'm not telling you a bedtime story anymore. I'm just telling you that. Yao Yao kicked her blanket away, so I'm going to cover her up. I don't have the time to tell you a bedtime story anymore. After sending the message, Lin Jiege locked his screen and put down his phone. After carefully covering Shi Yao with her blanket, he turned back to look at the sleeping Shi Yao. The more Lin Jiege looked at her, the more surreal he felt. It was almost as if he was dreaming. He couldn't help but reach out to touch Shi Yao's cheek. The soft and warm touch made him feel a little more at ease. Then he continued to stare intently at Shi Yao. His gaze was very serious, as if he was afraid that everything would vanish the moment he closed his eyes. This was the first girl he had fallen in love with, the first girl he had ever gotten intimate with, and the girl who would accompany him for the rest of his life. Lin Jiege slept later than Shi Yao, but he woke up earlier than her. When he opened his eyes, the morning sun shone through the open curtains, illuminating the room. He narrowed his eyes and subconsciously glanced at the girl in his embrace. She was sleeping soundly on his chest. He suddenly felt a lot more at ease. Gazing at the sunlight outside the window, he felt an inexplicable sense of relaxation. In his mind, nothing could be more blissful than opening his eyes to the sunlight and having Shi Yao in his arms. Shi Yao slept deeply and for a long time. By the time she woke up, it was already noon. This was her first time sharing a bed with a boy. She thought that she was in the dormitory, so when she opened her eyes, she subconsciously stretched. Then her hands and feet touched strong muscles. Her body stiffened, and it took her a moment before she realized what had happened last night. She was just about to turn around to see if Lin Jiege had woken up when Lin Jiege stretched his head into the crook of her neck and asked, "You're awake?" His breath brushed against her ear, making her feel numb and numb. She couldn't help but shrink her neck a little as she replied with a soft "Still tired." Shi Yao was stunned for a moment before she realized what he was referring to. Her face reddened as she shook her head lightly. She realized that he was hugging her from behind so he couldn't see her movements. Thus she spoke up once more. "I was really tired last night, but I'm fine now." As her voice fell, she clearly felt that his hands were starting to get naughty. "Lin Jiege." She subconsciously called out his name, but before she could finish her sentence, his hand had already reached between her thighs. She instinctively tensed her body, and when she spoke again, there was a slight tremble in her voice. "What do you want?" Chapter 878. When he finally reached the end, he lowered his head and kissed her passionately for a while before replying, "Apologize." That day Yao didn't leave Lin Jie's house. The first day was still fine. Even though Yao had classes, she was still an obedient child who rarely skipped classes, so it wasn't a big deal for her to skip a single class. As for Lin Jie, the company was his, so no one dared to say anything even if he didn't go to work. But who knew that when Yao woke up the next day she would still be bedridden? She skipped classes for another day and Lin Jie skipped work for another day as well. Yao's absences would only result in a deduction of her final exam marks, but Lin Jie was different. On the afternoon of the second day his phone started ringing a little frequently. That night Yao emphasized to Lin Jie that he had to wake up early the next morning and go to work. Lin Jie replied with a soft as he kissed her skin. However, on the third morning, Lin Jie tampered with the alarm Yao had set in the middle of the night, and when she woke up he was still pestering her to the point where she couldn't get out of bed. On the third day Lin Jie's phone calls could be said to be endless. Right after he hung up, another call came in. After being scammed twice in a row on the fourth night before she went to sleep, she made sure to not set an alarm again. Instead she used her phone to call for a breakfast takeaway, and it would be delivered to Lin Jie's apartment at 8 a.m. sharp. At 8 o'clock the doorbell rang punctually, jolting the sleeping Yao and Lin Jie awake. Yao knew that the breakfast she had ordered had arrived, so she urged Lin Jie to hurry up and receive the delivery. Lin Jie found some home clothes and put them on before walking out of the bedroom. 3 minutes later he returned. Falling onto the bed he subconsciously pulled Yao into his embrace, and just like the previous 3 mornings, his hand naturally began searching for Yao's chest. Just as his hand was about to touch Yao's chest, Yao suddenly flipped onto Lin Jie's body and lowered her head to kiss him on the lips. It was rare for Yao to take the initiative like this. Even though her actions were clumsy, she still managed to mesmerize Lin Jie with just a few kisses. Unable to restrain himself, his hand once more touched Yao's skin. No. Yao dodged Lin Jie's hand and whispered into his ear, "I want to do it myself." Even though Lin Jie found it hard to hold himself back, he still relented after hearing Yao's words. But just as Yao was about to lower her head to kiss the corner of Lin Jie's lips once more, she suddenly thought of something. She reached out to grab a tie by the side and tied it around Lin Jie's hands. "In order to prevent you from regretting your decision later on, I'll tie you up first." Lin Jie didn't resist, allowing her to tie his hands. When she lowered her head to kiss him, he even whispered seductively to her, Yao, I didn't think that you would have such a thing." Yao didn't say a word. Instead she flashed a radiant smile at Lin Jie before lowering her head to kiss him. At the same time, when he wasn't paying attention, she wrapped the tie binding his hands around a pillar by the side of the bed. Yao's kiss made Lin Jie's head spin. Just as he was about to take Yao down on the spot, the shy and obedient girl suddenly flipped around and stood by the side of the bed. Lin Jie was stunned for a moment before he turned to look at Yao. Chapter 879. Meeting his gaze, Yao bent down and patted his cheeks, saying, "You should just lie here obediently. Your secretary will be here to save you in around half an hour. As for me, I'll be heading off to school first." Hearing Yao's words, Lin Jie's eyes were still a little dazed. He blinked his eyes several times before realizing that he had been tricked by Soft Bun. So her initiative and seduction earlier were all part of her scheme? It was no wonder why everyone said that femme fatale. To think that someone as smart as me failed to see through her honey trap. It was just that he was burning up because of her and it was hard for him to hold it in. But of course Lin Jie wouldn't let his thoughts show on his face, so he said, "Yao, untie me. I'll send you to school." Hearing those words, Yao's hand that was patting Lin Jie's cheeks turned to pinch his beautiful cheeks instead. "Do you think that I'm a fool? I spent so much effort to tie you up. I'll only untie you if I'm out of my mind and don't want to go to school. As for you, don't think that I'll let you go. If you have the time, why don't you spend it on calming down your body?" After saying those words, Yao straightened her back and prepared to head to the bathroom. However, just as she was about to turn around, she suddenly remembered that she was only using a tie. What if Lin Jie managed to break free from it? So she headed to the changing room, grabbed a bunch of ties and tied them around Lin Jie's legs and hands. After confirming that he was unable to break free, She clapped her hands with a look of delight on her face before skipping into the bathroom. Not too long later, the sound of splashing water could be heard from the bathroom. Lying on the bed, Lin Jiej felt even more tormented as he listened to the sound. He tried to move his body and tried to move his body again, but he couldn't break free. It wasn't a good thing for his girlfriend to have a high IQ. When Yao finally finished washing up and walked out of the bathroom in a bathrobe, Lin Jiej immediately put on an impatient expression and said, Yao, I need to pee, I see. Yao glanced at Lin Jiej on the bed before calmly walking into the changing room. She took out the clothes that she had left behind and put them on as she replied nonchalantly, You can go ahead and pee on the bed then. In any case, you'll have to change the bedsheets anyway, so it's no big deal. You don't lack money anyway, do you? Don't feel disgusted. In the future when you're old you might be paralyzed. When you're lying on the bed and unable to move, you'll also experience this. So now just experience it in advance. Thinking about it this way, it's quite good. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Feeling aggrieved, Lin Jiej turned his head to the side and rubbed his head against the pillow. After which he spoke up once more, Yao, it's fine for you to tie me up, but when my secretary comes later and sees this sight, what will he think? Chapter 880. As Yao gently applied eye cream around her eyes, she shot a glance at Lin Jiej through the vanity mirror and asked, Didn't you say that you're a dog? Lin Jiej was rendered speechless by her words. 3 seconds later, Lin Jiej spoke up once more. All right, let's just say that I'm a dog. Think about it, I'm also your dog. If my secretary were to spread word of my current situation, how am I supposed to continue being a dog? Also, there's a saying that goes, before you beat a dog you have to look at its master first. If that happens, I won't be the only one who'll be embarrassed. I'll be the one who'll be embarrassed too. That does make sense. Yao nodded in agreement. Seeing hope, Lin Jiej's eyes lit up. So Yao, hurry up and let go of me. It's impossible for me to let go of you, but I don't need your secretary to save you anymore. I'll get someone from my own family to save you. As she spoke, Yao picked up her phone and said, I'll get Sis Joy to come over. In any case, Sis Joy used to bathe you when you were young, so no matter how pathetic you look now, it won't matter to her. Lin Jiej? He must be joking. That demoness. Even if she came, she might as well be his secretary. Lin Jiej was so shocked that he nearly shot up from his bed. However, his hands and feet were tied up so he couldn't get up at all. Yao. He immediately tried to stop Yao, but he was still a step too late. Yao had already made the call, and Lin Jiej seemed to have been waiting by her phone for a long time. She picked up Yao's call almost instantaneously. Darling Yao, good morning. Sis Jiej, good morning. Hearing darling Yao's voice early in the morning really puts me in a good mood. Yao moi. Lin Jiej's face darkened. Moi, your little brother, moi. Sis Jiej, I'm calling because I need your help. Alright, speak. It's like this, Sis Jiej. Can you come to Lin Jiej's apartment in around half an hour's time? Lin Jiej. Yao turned to look at Lin Jiej, who was still tied up by her, and hesitated for a moment before saying, You might need your help. You'll know once you get there. Doesn't the ATM have hands? Lin Jiej's gentle tone a moment ago suddenly turned frigid, as if she wasn't interested at all. Yao was taken aback by Lin Jiej's sudden change in attitude. Sis Jiej. Alright Yao, for your sake I will go there. Thank you Sis Jiej. She chatted with Lin Jiej for a while longer before hanging up the call. Having already packed up, Yao walked over to the bed and grabbed her bag. I'm going to class now. Sis Jiej will be there in half an hour, so be good. After saying those words, Yao waved her hand at Lin Jiej before walking out of the bedroom without looking back. Lying on the bed, Lin Jiej could hear Yao's footsteps getting further and further away. He heard the sound of the door opening and closing, and then he heard the sound of his own heart turning cold. Half a minute later, the door was pushed open once more, and the lifeless Lin Jiej abruptly opened his eyes. Hearing the approaching footsteps, he could tell that it was Yao's footsteps, and he immediately asked, Yao, are you? Chapter 881. Before he could finish his words, the bedroom door was pushed open and Shi Yao poked her head in. "Oh right, where did you place the takeout you picked up this morning?" Lin Jiege could clearly hear the sound of his heart shattering. Noticing Lin Jiege's silence, Shi Yao frowned and asked, "Lin Jiege?" Lin Jiege hurriedly retracted his thoughts and replied, "It's on the dining table." "All right." Shi Yao replied with a radiant smile before closing the bedroom door with a pung. Following which, Lin Jiege could hear her footsteps in the living room going further and further away. Eventually the bedroom door was closed and silence returned to the room. Lin Jiege couldn't help but clench his teeth in frustration. Does Soft Bun think that she'll be safe just because she's aroused by me? Just you wait. I'll see how he's going to deal with her the next time he catches her. Lin Joi promised Shi Yao that she would arrive at Lin Jiege's apartment in half an hour, and 30 minutes later, Lin Jai appeared at the doorstep of Lin Jiege's apartment. Lin Jai didn't know the passcode, so she called both Shi Yao and Lin Jiege, but neither of them picked up. So she decided to try the passcode on the door. 111,111, 222,222, 333,333, and when she reached 666,666, just as she had expected, the door opened with a gotcha. Pushing the door open, Lin Jai changed her shoes while shouting, "ATM." She called out a few times but no one paid any attention to her. She placed her bag on the sofa and walked into the bedroom. Pushing the door open, she saw the scene on the bed, and as if someone had sealed her acupoints, she froze at the doorway. 3, 2, 1. Lin Jiege silently counted down in his heart, and just as he had expected, as soon as the one came to mind, Lin Jai's laughter sounded from the doorway. "I knew it would be like this." Lin Jiege buried his head under the pillow and played dead. "I didn't think that you two would be so good at having fun. Is this a sim? My younger brother is actually a masochist?" As Lin Jai spoke, she scanned the entire room. Then for some inexplicable reason she started counting, 1, 2, 3, 4. Curious, Lin Jiege poked his head out from under the pillow. He was just about to ask Lin Jai what she was counting when he saw Lin Jai squatting down beside the rubbish bin and counting. 6, 7, 8. Not bad. Machine, I didn't expect you to be so formidable. Lin Jiege instantly understood that Lin Jai was referring to the number of umbrellas, but he couldn't be bothered with her anymore. Instead he retracted his head back under the pillow. "No, there's one more. 10. To be honest, you haven't gone out for a few days. No wonder Yao Yao wanted to tie you up. You sure know how to rub it in." Lin Jiege couldn't take it anymore. "Name your price." "I like ATM machines. You're so straightforward." Lin Jai circled around Lin Jiege and said, "There's a total of 19 ties here. Each tie costs 8,888 yuan for a casual tie and 18,888 yuan for a premium tie. Without waiting for Lin Jai to finish her words, Lin Jiege interjected, "Hurry up." Chapter 882. Lin Jiege couldn't even be bothered to bicker with Lin Jai. He bit down on the pen and wrote Lin Jiege on the paper. Lin Jai took a look at the IOU and after confirming that there were no problems with it, she carefully folded the paper and stuffed it into her pocket. After which she took out a pair of shiny scissors from her trouser pocket. Wait a moment. Before Lin Jiege could finish his words, Lin Jai had already shredded his expensive limited edition neckties into shreds. After she was done, Lin Jai casually tossed the scissors onto the bed and said, "All right, it's done." "Done your head, I've done it." Lin Jiege stared at the 6 digits that had been destroyed in an instant, and with gritted teeth he spat, "Lin Jai, don't you know how to undo them?" "Of course I do, but you asked for a straightforward price. If you had chosen the premium price, I would have surely helped you undo them carefully, and I would have even given you my best service by ironing the ties one by one." After hearing Lin Jai's unreasonable words, Lin Jiege couldn't even be bothered to look at her anymore. He pointed to the door and said, "You can leave now." After which he pulled back his blanket, got off the bed and headed for the bathroom. "ATM machine, don't be in such a hurry to chase me away. We still have a deal to make. I took a photo of you in those condoms. Don't you want to destroy them?" Lin Jai grumbled non-stop as she followed behind Lin Jiege. Seeing that Lin Jiege was ignoring her, Lin Jai spoke up once more. Since you don't want to destroy them, fine then. I'll print out all of these photos later and set up a photo album in the lobby of the Lin Consortium's first floor. I'll place your photos on it so that everyone in the company can have a look at them. Lin Jiege halted his footsteps and asked, "Speak, how much?" Before Lin Jiege could finish his words, Lin Jai's phone suddenly rang. It was an incident notification. Lin Jai, who was browsing through the photos on her phone, casually tapped it open, and upon seeing the content of the incident, the gleeful look on her face vanished without a trace, replaced by a deep sorrow. She gripped her phone tightly and stared at the screen for a long time before she finally raised her head and said to Lin Jiege, "Forget it. On account that you're my younger brother, I won't take the money. I still have some matters to attend to, so I'll be taking my leave first." After saying those words without waiting for Lin Jiege's response, she turned around and strode out of the bedroom. A slight frown appeared on Lin Jiege's forehead as he vaguely sensed that something was amiss. He turned to Lin Jai and said, "Sis." Lin Jai's footsteps faltered for a moment. 3 seconds later, she turned around with her usual radiant and elegant smile on her face. "What's wrong?" Lin Jiege stared at Lin Jai for a moment, but he didn't notice anything amiss, so he shook his head and said, "It's nothing. I still have a meeting, so I won't make it in time. I'll be taking my leave first," Lin Jai said as she turned around with her back facing Lin Jiege. After bidding him farewell, she pulled open the bedroom door and walked out. In the instant that she closed the bedroom door, the smile that she had tried so hard to squeeze out of her face vanished in an instant, and a layer of mist slowly crept into her pitch-black eyes. Chapter 883. After putting on her shoes, Lin Jai didn't dare to stay any longer. She quickly dashed out of the door, rushed to the elevator and pressed the button desperately. The elevator door opened and Lin Jai rushed in as if she was running for her life. There was someone inside. With her head lowered, she suppressed her emotions that were on the verge of breaking down and pushed herself up the stairs one floor at a time. After arriving at the underground parking lot, Lin Jai got into her car and closed the door. All of a sudden, she shed all of her disguise and forced herself to hang on the steering wheel as she wept like a child who couldn't find her home. Have you ever loved someone wholeheartedly before? Lin Jai had. She was born into a good family and she was doted on ever since she was born. Even though she was her elder sister, her younger brother, who was 3 years younger than her, was more like an elder brother, giving in to her all the time. Yet for the sake of a man, she wrecked the kitchen just to learn how to cook and nurture his stomach. Yet for the sake of a man, she stayed up late to watch a soccer match that she wasn't interested in at all. Yet for the sake of a man, she willingly abandoned her luxury car and rode on a bicycle. Those were the best and happiest moments of her life. But ultimately those moments were too short. He had left, a departure that could never come back. Everyone said that parting should be done with dignity. But all these years she had been longing to see him again. She knew that this was a wish that would never come true. She understood how extravagant a dream it was to say that they hadn't met for a long time. Lin Jai cried her heart out as if she had dried up all the tears that she had been holding back for a long time. It took a long time before she finally stopped. Her entire body slumped against the steering wheel, and after a long while she finally raised her head and took out a photo from her bag. It was a photo of a boy and a girl in their school uniform. The girl in the photo was her. A blissful smile could be seen on her face, and the boy beside her was looking at her dotingly. Lin Jai stared at the photo for a very long time before she raised her head to look at the rearview mirror. She smiled every day, but her smile would never be as beautiful as the one in the photo. I can't go back. I can't go back to those good times that made me wish that I could lead a befuddled life anymore. This is the 6th year since you left, do you know that? In the past 6 years, I didn't dare to think about you. Do you know? Over the past 6 years, whenever the day of your departure arrives, I feel like I'm no longer the invincible Lin Jai. As soon as Lin Jiege arrived at the company, he had a busy day ahead of him. When he didn't come to the company, the people in the company all looked for him, but when he really came to the company, the people in the company couldn't wait for him to disappear. The meeting started at 9 o'clock in the morning. When he stepped into the company, he held one meeting after another without stopping. Even lunch was eaten in the conference room. By 2:30 p.m., not only had Lin Jierge managed to clear all the work that had piled up recently, he even brought forward the meeting scheduled for the next day. Returning to his office, he took a look at the time on his wrist and noted that there was still an hour before Shi Yao's class ended. He glanced at his secretary who had followed him in and asked, "Is there anything else that you haven't finished?" The secretary handed him a document. "This is the only document that requires your signature." Chapter 884. After saying those words, Lin Jierge stood up, grabbed his phone and car keys and walked to the side to grab his coat. Ignoring his secretary who was still in his office, he left the office and headed to G University to pick up his girlfriend. Shi Yao's class ended at 3:30 p.m. and before 3:15 p.m., Lin Jierge was already waiting for her at the entrance of the classroom. At 3:30 p.m. Shi Yao's class ended punctually. She quickly packed up her textbooks and shoved them over to He Tiantung, who was sitting beside her, before hurriedly saying, "Tian, help me take them back to the dormitory room." "Thanks." Then before He Tian, Jiang Yu and Leng Nuan could ask her what she was doing in such a hurry, Shi Yao leaped out of the classroom window and left through the back of the building under their dumbfounded gazes. Quite a few people would glance at Lin Jierge, who was standing at the entrance of the classroom. As if they didn't exist, Lin Jierge patiently waited at the entrance of the classroom. When He Tian, Jiang Yu and Leng Nuan came out, but Shi Yao was nowhere to be seen, a slight frown appeared on his forehead. "Where's Yao Yao? Isn't she in class?" "Jiang Yu, she's in." Before Lin Jierge could ask Shi Yao where she was, He Tian had already pointed to the classroom window behind her and said, "Yao Yao just leaped out of the window, Lin Jierge." Without saying a word, Lin Jierge strode out of the building and headed to the back of the building to wait for her. Along the way, Lin Jierge once again realized that it wasn't a good thing to have a girlfriend with a high IQ. The reason he didn't dare to call her was because he was afraid that she would avoid him. But, after searching for a long time at the back of the building, he still couldn't find Shi Yao. In the end, he could only take out his phone and give Shi Yao a call. The phone rang a few times before it was finally picked up. "Yao, where are you?" "Me." Shi Yao replied with a question. Then, as if recalling something, she suddenly realized something and said, "I saw that it's still early, so I didn't want to disturb you. I'm on my way to your place right now. Didn't we miss the family gathering a few days ago? I was afraid that Grandpa Lin would be unhappy, so I made an appointment with him to accompany him for dinner tonight." Lin Jierge, "It's not that having a girlfriend with a high IQ isn't a good thing. It's that having a girlfriend with a high IQ isn't a good thing." She had predicted that he would come over and avoided him. Now she had even found Grandpa to protect her. Even if he saw her and wanted to carry her away, he wouldn't dare to do it in front of Grandpa. "Lin Jierge." Shi Yao waited for a moment, but Lin Jierge didn't reply. "Oh, I got it. See you at the old house later." After hanging up the call, Lin Jierge felt stifled for a moment before he walked out of the academy and drove to the Lin family mansion. When he arrived, Shi Yao was currently accompanying Grandpa Lin in the study, looking at an ancient painting. He had no idea what Shi Yao was saying, but Grandpa Lin seemed to be beaming with joy. Seeing him, Auntie Sun called out to Grandpa Lin in the study, "Grandpa, the young master is here." "Oh." Old Master Lin responded, then continued to call out Yao Yao with a smile, starting their conversation. Lin Jierge, who was used to being ignored, calmly sat on the sofa and watched the television. Even though he said that he was watching television, his attention wasn't on it at all. His gaze kept drifting toward the door of the study. After some time, the doorbell suddenly rang. Dash. Chapter 885. Lin Jierge, who was the closest to the entrance, tossed the remote control aside before Auntie Sun could open the door. Through the surveillance camera on the wall, he saw who it was and his complexion immediately turned awful. Auntie Sun was in the midst of preparing dinner in the kitchen when she heard the doorbell ring. She immediately ran over and asked, "Young master, who is it?" Lin Jierge snapped out of his daze, and before Auntie Sun could approach to take a look at the surveillance camera, he replied impassively, "It's the delivery man." You should go back to your work. I'll go get it. Auntie Sun was perplexed as to why Lin Jie would suddenly care about such trifling matters, but she still nodded and replied with an all right before heading back to the kitchen. Lin Jie changed out of his shoes, pushed open the door and leisurely made his way out. Even though he was still quite a distance away, when the two men outside saw him clearly, they immediately called out to him fawningly, "Jie." Lin Jie didn't say a word and there wasn't much of a change in his expression. As he walked up to the door, the two men outside began calling out to him even more warmly and frequently. He unlocked the door nonchalantly and one of them subconsciously pushed the door open, intending to enter. However, Lin Jie beat him to it and walked out, closing the door behind him. The two men were taken aback by Lin Jie's actions. A moment later, one of them finally spoke up. His voice was far less fawning than before and there was a hint of caution in it. "Jie." Hearing those words, Lin Jie casually pointed to a small garden in the neighborhood and said, "If there's anything, let's talk over there." The two men were taken aback for a moment before they nodded subserviently and replied, all right. Without saying a word, Lin Jie began walking in the direction that the other man had pointed out earlier. But barely after he took 2 steps, a SF Express really drove over and stopped right in front of his house. Can't be, right? He made up a story that he was a delivery man, but there really was a delivery man here? Thinking that it was a coincidence, Lin Jie asked, "A delivery from Courtyard 1? "That's right, Lin Jie from Courtyard 1, the delivery man replied as he got out of the car. "His delivery? He never left the address of the old house, so how could there be a delivery for him?" Lin Jie frowned in bewilderment. He stretched out his hand and said, "I'm Lin Jie. Give it to me." The courier passed a pen and a parcel over to Lin Jie. After signing his name, Lin Jie returned the pen to the courier. After which he took the package and examined it carefully, only to see that his address was written on it. As for the sender's information other than the word Beijing, there was nothing else. This delivery sure is mysterious. Lin Jie continued walking toward the small park as he unwrapped the package. The package was wrapped in a paper envelope, so it didn't take Lin Jie long to dig through the contents inside. It was a small white electronic device. Lin Jie tossed the paper bag into a nearby trash can as he picked up the electronic device to study it. From the looks of it, it should be a recording pen. Interesting. Lin Jie was getting more and more curious about the contents of the recording pen, but he didn't have a chance to listen to it. The two men who had followed him to the small park spoke up one after another. "Jie." Chapter 886. Meeting Lin Jie's gaze, the two of them spoke up once more. "Jie, Uncle Sure, Auntie Sure, it's nice to meet you," Lin Jie greeted them politely. But after that he went straight to the main topic. "Uncle Sure, Auntie Sure, may I know the reason why you're here today?" Perhaps it was due to Lin Jie being too distant. The two of them fell silent for a moment before Father Sure spoke up. "Actually, it's nothing much. It's just that we haven't seen old Master Lin for a very long time, so we came to the city today to see if he's doing well." "Thank you for your concern, Uncle Sure, Auntie Sure. Grandfather's doing very well. If there's nothing else, you can leave now." Father and Mother Sure didn't expect Lin Jie to be so merciless, and they looked at one another uneasily. Eventually, Mother Sure smiled apologetically and asked, "Jie, is Yao Yao in the old residence at the moment?" Lin Jie lowered his eyelids and replied without hiding anything, "Yes." A second later, he raised his eyelids again and his tone turned resolute, "But I won't let you see her." "Jie, what do you mean by that? Why won't you let us see Yao Yao?" Mother Sure immediately chimed in, "That's right, Yao Yao is our daughter. It's not like we would harm her. Besides, it's only right for us to see our daughter." "Daughter?" Lin Jie looked as if he had heard the funniest joke in the world, and his lips curled up into a cold sneer. Could it be that the two of you have some kind of misunderstanding regarding the word daughter? What kind of misunderstanding can there be? Yao Yao is a piece of flesh that fell from my body, so she's my daughter. That's right. We brought Yao Yao up painstakingly. Without us, she wouldn't be here. That's right. In terms of bloodline, she's your daughter." As those words left Lin Jie's lips, his eyes suddenly turned sharp and menacing. "But in terms of emotions, she isn't one to you. Have you ever loved this daughter of yours? Back at the hospital, I was the one who brought her home in the middle of the night. She stayed outside for so long, did any of you think about it? Since that day it has been so many days Yao Yao hasn't come back home. Did you guys look for her? It's getting cold. Did any of you bring her clothes? Now, didn't you come to find her because you found out that I'm with her? You think that this daughter of yours is valuable again, so you quickly came to continue playing the role of a loving father and mother, right? You keep saying that you came to see Grandpa. If Yao Yao wasn't at the old house today, would you have come? Lin Jie's tone wasn't too heavy, and there wasn't much emotion mixed into it. However, there was a certain kind of person who was born with an imposing aura. He didn't need to do anything at all to suppress the other party to the point where they couldn't even lift their heads. Lin Jie's words rendered father and mother sure speechless for a very long time. After a long time, Mother Sure finally said, "We were foolish before we let Yao down." Papa Sure added, "Yes, yes, yes. It's my fault, it's all my fault." Chapter 887. If he hadn't coincidentally stumbled upon them, Auntie Sun would have opened the door and respectfully invited them in. If that were to happen, Soft Bun would surely be heartbroken to see them like that, right? With such thoughts in mind, Lin Jie's gaze turned colder, and even his tone grew harsher. "Since we've bumped into each other today, I'll make it clear to you. Yao, even if you don't love her, I do. Even if you don't feel pain, I do. Even if you don't dote on her, I do. Even if you can't give her a beautiful family, I do. I don't have many requests for you, but if I have to say anything, I only have one request. If you can't give her happiness, I hope that you won't make her sad. You're Yao Yao's biological parents, so I won't do anything to you today on account of our blood relationship. However, I'll make it clear first. I might not be capable of anything else, but my greatest strength is my narrow-mindedness. From now on, if I see any of you making Yao Yao unhappy, don't blame me for not showing mercy." After saying those words, Lin Jie shot a glance at the pale Mr. and Mrs. Sure and said, "If there's nothing else, I'll be heading back first." After saying those words, Lin Jie stood on the spot for a moment. Thinking that he still hoped for Sure Yao to have a beautiful family, he added, "If you really treat Yao Yao as your daughter, you'd better think about how you should treat her." After which he turned around and left. Not too long after the doorbell rang, Sure Yao walked out of the study. To be honest, she was still a little fearful of how she had treated Lin Jie earlier in a moment of panic. She had personally experienced his fighting prowess, and she knew that he must have been suppressing his anger. If she were to be caught by him, she might not even be able to leave the house for 3 days and 3 nights. With such thoughts in mind, Sure Yao's heart shuddered. She turned her head around to look for Lin Jie. Where's he? Sure Yao looked at the stairs and hesitated for a moment, not daring to go up. If he was really in the bedroom, wouldn't she be unable to come out if she went in? "Miss Sure, would you like some fruits?" Just as Sure Yao was hesitating, Auntie Sun walked out of the kitchen with a plate of fruits in her hands. Without any hesitation, Sure Yao rushed over to the fruit platter, and as she picked up a fork to eat, she turned to Auntie Sun and asked, "Is Lin Jie upstairs?" "No, young master went to collect the package." After replying to Sure Yao's question, Auntie Sun craned her neck to take a look outside the courtyard. "Speaking of which, it's really weird. Why don't I see him at the entrance? So he's not upstairs." Sure Yao calmed down and stuffed 2 more mouthfuls of fruit into her mouth before boldly heading out to look for Lin Jie. But before she could reach the entrance, she saw Lin Jie's silhouette darting to the left through the fence in the courtyard. Out of curiosity, Sure Yao hastened her footsteps. To the left was a small park. It couldn't be that Lin Jie was in a bad mood because of her, so he decided to hide in the small park alone? Sure Yao didn't think too much into it. She began walking toward the small park, but before she could pass through the lush greenery, she suddenly heard a familiar voice coming from the small park. "You're tuning in to the Romantic Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories."